passing through your hollow shell. Do you feel the light? The golden memories constructed for your mind. Do you want to live in this barren world where life is listed and volunteered? Are you here to give another chance to see this world from eternal with carefully seasoned the wind? The sky will carry on your wishes and your sins. Beware the misdirected lines as the shepherdess awaits to hear your cries. And through those times of regretful altercations, there was a light that shone throughout those hopeless nights. And for the crimes that you faced under arrest, though fate would find this lonely shepherd is alive. Crawling from the wounds of creation, do you feel alive? Have you defined yourself with lungs and your coded vows? Do you feel the light? The constellations fill the blackened sky with scars. Do you want to live in the city of fallen dreams of pavement and rusted steel? Are you here to give another chance to see this world from eternal grace?
Well, hello guys. I don't know why the transition didn't work so well. Did it work? Or am I just dreaming? Here a second. I'm actually surprised because when I looked, it was so fast. I was like, wait, did it not work? Why did it not work? I'm so surprised. Alright, let me see if Carl can socialize with this sweater because, like, Carl does not like it very much. Hi, cousin. How you doing? Hi, Sophie. Hi, Jinx, Marty, and Lynx. And hello, cousin. I hope you guys are having fantastic. What day is it today? Is it Monday today? Holy shit. It is Monday. Guys, holy shit. The streaming week is going to be a little shorter, but at least this week I know when and why. So I'm going to have a doctor's appointment that is basically at like... Is it 5:20? I think it is 5:20. It's going to be 5:20 on Wednesday. I can check that real quick. I think it's on Wednesday. It's not tomorrow. Yeah. So that means that if I'm lucky, I'm going to get seen at 5:30 and I'm not going to rush back home and get myself into a car accident. So I'm probably just going to eat in Lisbon or something like that on Wednesday. And it is what it is. So I hope you guys are having a fantastic beginning of your week. I hope you had a good weekend. I hope you rested easy. I could have had more rest for sure. It hasn't been your day. You didn't have a good day, babe. Why? What happened? Mine was just like, I swear to God, if I didn't have to drive, I would be feeling a lot better. Why is this not displaying this? That's actually a good question. You start your stream and like everything is just like, hello, I'm missing. Hi. Hi. Can you imagine? Can you display the window, my love? You're not gonna display the window. He's like, I don't want to play anymore. There we go. Chrome, why? What about new? Windows! Hi, Sam. How you doing? I hope you're having a good week so far. Ah, you had a bad time, Lynx. I'm sorry, love. No rest for the wicked. Yeah, I'm definitely not getting any. And Klaus is here already to scratch my whole shenanigans. Cat, can you fix this? Hi, Jake. How you doing? Cat, fix this. Can you fix this? Can you like fix this for me, please? Thank you. No? You're gonna just scratch my chair? He's just gonna scratch the chair, guys. It's always like this. Screen capture? No. It's not a screen capture, my dude. It's a window capture. Yeah, exactly. New. Am I the asshole? I thought I had sorted this out. Oh, thank you, Marty. That's so sweet, my darling.
Fellow cultists.
Hope you're having a fantastic Monday. Happy birthday there we go.
Belle, when are we
now it's working. I was wondering, why is it all funky?
I want to see you suffer laughing.
Why are you funky? Makes no sense. There we go. Let's just resize it. Yeah. You delivered your masters? Holy shit, dude. I'm so glad. And how did it go? Like, are you still gonna present it or are you okay? Resize, mother trucker. There we go. Now it's better. Hopefully we don't have to do this a millionth time because it did not save the other time I did this for some reason. There we go. Alright. Not everything is missing. Okay? So we just resize this again so that you guys can see this better. Can I confirm you are the asshole? It's not how that works, Jake. It's not how that works. Look, my day was okay. I got up, I went to see my parents in the capital, and then I went shopping with them. They bought me shoes, which was a good surprise because I intended to buy myself shoes. So when they buy me shoes, I save money. You know, it's easy math, right? So we bought shoes. We had a really nice lunch. I went to the dentist to get my new braces. Well, to reset my braces. Where's the... You bloody bastard. You bloody bastard. Where is it? Okay. Will it work now? Yeah, okay. At least I listed work now. Oh, fit the screen. I guess we can do some distortion here. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah, good boy. You're a good boy. You have to like pet all your shenanigans so that they don't get sassy with you. So there we go. Hello, guys. They don't get sassy with you if you know, say they're such good boys. All these windows, Streamlabs, such good boys, such amazing little boys. Oh my goodness. Marty's the asshole. I also believe that. That is a possibility. You can both be anal cavities. Exactly, guys. I believe in all of you. You all have the power to be anal cavities. And, you know, it's all inside you. I got this as well. I can also be the asshole. It just depends on the day. If you catch me on a bad day, we're all gonna be assholes. Also, hi, Brad, my love. How you doing? I hope you're having a fantastic Monday of a day. Today we're having a chill day because we're probably in burnout, but we can't quit any of our jobs because, you know, money, capitalism. I need to trade my goods and services for goods and services. So we power through. We have a chill Monday because Monday seems to be my most stressful day. It is a day that I usually have a lot of things like piling up, and every time I have to drive to Lisbon and come back, it is the ultimate pandemonium because, God, it took me years to realize, but we drive really badly here in Portugal. Like, I'm not saying there are not worst places in the world to drive in, or that there are not people who drive worse, but I did not think we drove as bad as we did until the last couple of years when I moved to the countryside. And it is bad. It is really bad. And like, I'm pretty sure everything and everyone is trying to kill me every single day that I step out with my car. Is just like, I'm pure traumatized at this point. I'm very traumatized, okay? I think every day I get out of my house and I make it back, it's just like, I survived. Hi, Muko! Oh, you need some wholesome content. I'm sorry, babe. And get stuck behind tractors nonstop. So, yeah. We don't... Look, we have a lot of tractors where I live, but I have been blessed not to be behind them often. Here is more like monster trucks. Monstrous-sized trucks, okay? Not the monster trucks with the wheels. Just big trucks, okay? 18-wheelers in it and shit. You're doing chill things now? Just got back from the doctor? Oh, that's great, babe. Yes, today we're gathered here to all chill. Channel our inner, like, exhausted millennial, if you are not an exhausted millennial. Like, I got exhaustion to share with you guys. And we're gonna see what shenanigans strangers have been doing on the internet. You know? And we're gonna discuss what we think about the situation. I find the, like, not so much about shitting on strangers on the internet, which is also fun every once in a while. Am I the Asshole is a lesson into like how miscommunication can basically ruin relationships, and how people will just go out of their way either not to apologize or to reach a compromise. So I think that analyzing Am I the Asshole is actually one of the better things one should do, because like it gives you some perspective into some of your own shit sometimes, and only through that can you know, achieve some higher learning. Will exhausted Gen Z suffice? It does work. Don't Google shitting on strangers on the internet. Jake, why would you do that? Don't. Oh. Jake, don't. It was like when someone told me, don't Google blue waffle, and I was like, what do you mean don't Google blue waffle? And it's still in my memory. I'm not telling you guys not to, but you shouldn't. Alright, so it's up to you. It's up to you. Alright, Knacker, please avoid using them unless you know what you're doing. Generational terms? What do you mean? Jake. Yeah, I know. I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it. I don't think it's something you need to see.
Links.
Oh, thank you, Links. That's a sweet. 85 subs.
85
long
subs
since the 69 subs and on to 420. And after 420, it's 666. And then it's over 9,000. Right. I got you. Only if you're making blueberry waffles. But make sure you write down blueberry waffles, not, you know, blue waffles. Pre-dunk king shaming. Far from me from king shaming you guys. Far from me. Thank you, Lynx. Thank you, Muko. And thank you, Marty. I appreciate you guys. Truly. Ah. Now that we're all properly exhausted and burned out, we can start finding some today's themes. All right, some of today's themes. All right. Right off the bat, we got, am I the asshole for having a dry wedding and serving only water for drinks? This is very tame. This is very tame. Seems very tame. You do you, boo. It's your wedding. Am I the asshole for selling the house my brother and his family live in? All right. Probably. Am I the asshole for saying my son can make his own choices? Needs context. Am I the asshole for criticizing my roommate's grooming habits harshly? Oh, it's actual grooming! It's actual grooming. Like, I thought it was grooming, like grooming kids, but no, it's grooming the beard and stuff like that, right? It's not that kind of grooming. Not supporting girlfriend's sister. Exposing my future brother-in-law's shady past to the family. Taking away my insecure daughter's makeup and fashionable clothing for bullying her stepsister. So let me get this straight. You have a child that is a bully and you decide to bully your child, not to bully the other child, and you wonder why your child is a bully. Did I get it right? Yeah. Imagine. I don't know where my kid gets it from. Also proceeds to bully their own child. It's like those people that, you know, prank their own kids, make them cry and post it on social media just for, you know, stranger clout. Why did your mind go there? It is Reddit. My mind goes everywhere. If they're not explicit as to what kind of wording they're meaning, definitely groomers. Not the good kind. Clout chasing parents are super toxic. Those are the worst. If you enjoy seeing your child cry, then you have serious issues. Serious issues. And worse, if you like to see your child cry and then share it with strangers to further fuck them up and mock them, yeah, you should not have bred. Alright. Did any of the topics we read entice you guys, or shall I just go in order? This dry wedding one is just, it seems kind of tame. We were this close of not, you know, putting no drinks on our wedding. It was something we considered. Because I have a paranoia that people are going to drink too much at a wedding and they're going to make it horrible for everybody else involved. And I've been to weddings like that. So I was just like, maybe we do drink free. No wedding. But Ree was like, no, people will be fine. People won't drink too much and stuff like that. And luckily for us, if they did and were misbehaving, I didn't notice. So that was pretty good. Oh, Jake, yeah. I was terrified that people were going to start shit at my wedding. And not just. If people got really drunk, my wedding was on top of a fucking castle. And I was terrified they were going to hurt themselves. Physically hurt themselves coming down from that castle. Because the whole path thing was proper medieval. So I was definitely scared shit was going to go down, okay? Luckily, everybody kind of kept it in their pants. Like, I could see they were tipsy, but, like, controlled. Okay, so, like, and nobody twisted their ankles, and nobody, you know, threw themselves off the walls of the castle and all of that, which was one of my greatest paranoias. So, like, everybody was fine. So, today's first theme. Also, hi, Luca. I saw you there. And hi, Q. Am I the asshole for having a dry wedding and serving only water for drinks? Off the bat, not really. Throw away only because I don't want this on my main. Okay, so basically, my husband and I are getting married later this year. Each of our sides of the family are fairly big. It will be around 100 to 150 people total. When they say big, it's just like, I remember that some American weddings have 600 people. And here I am having had 47 people to my wedding, and I thought it was a lot of people. I was terrified that I wasn't paying attention to everyone I invited. My husband and I are paying for this all ourselves, as well as my grandma, who said she doesn't care one way or the other on this issue. She just loves weddings. They can be fun. We have a lot of kids in our family, so we decided against making it child-free. We almost did, but my sister has 4 children, and I didn't have the heart to do it. But we did decide to make it dry. So there will be no alcohol of any kind at our wedding. Honestly, this doesn't have anything to do with there being kids there, but due to the here in Portugal, it's always going to be alcohol and kids. Nobody gives a shit. But due to the fact that my fiance and I don't drink. Okay. Nothing against people who do, it's just not for us. We personally don't drink often. I don't drink at all, and Reed drinks very socially, very rarely. It's just not for us, and we don't want to. On top of that, we only really drink water. We rarely, if ever, drink soda, so most of the time it's only water with the occasional juice and milk. We don't even drink coffee. Bless them, like I wish. Like I wish I just drank water and juice. That would be healthier. Will the intro song go on forever? Probably. Give me a second. I'll just lower it and put the other playlist. There we go. He'll start playing some random DMCA free song, so you should be okay. And if it's too quiet, let me know. So obviously the food, which is a part my grandma is not paying for, is going to be expensive for that many people. It's easily the most expensive part of your wedding. Food. Food and drink. Easy peasy. The biggest expense. You're telling me, dude, I don't know how many people are going to your wedding. I had 47 people in my wedding. And we paid 9,000 euros. 9,000 euros. 9. Okay? So I'm not saying my wedding was not designed to be cheap. We cut off on the things we thought were not as important. But we paid 9,000 in food and drinks. So we spent it where we thought it mattered, and we really wanted to give our guests the best experience we could in terms of like proper medieval feasting. So we had several like massive dishes, like big pieces that were roasted, from like boar to what was the tiny bird we served? What was the English word for it? Quail. And then we also had chicken, and we had beef. What was the other one? It was not beef, was it? Boar. It was boar, quail. I don't think we had venison. No, we didn't have venison. We had beef. And I think we had another dish that was chicken. I think there was like 4 types of meat. There was 4 types of meat with different sides, like veggies and potatoes and stuff like that. And then we had the vegan dishes that were honestly some of the best food I've ever had. Our chef was really good. I tried all the vegan dishes, and they were honestly phenomenal. He was pigeon. It was not pigeon. It's not. Oh God. Though squab is a very fancy food. I'll have you know, squab in Europe, the whole thing. But yeah, 9,000 euros worth of food and drink. But we had mead that people could drink how much they wanted. And we had all sorts of... Oh my God! There was baby pig too. Lechon. Stop, Bianca. Don't be an asshole. Shh. Bianca. Baby, she's bullying the cat. Can you go yell at her a little bit? Baby pork. Yeah. So in Spain it's called lechon, and in Portugal it's called leitão, which is a piglet. So it is really nice. It is one of the most unethical dishes I enjoy eating. And it's still like, I kind of got to psych myself up to eat because like it's so good, but it feels so unholy. So yeah, it is what it is. It's definitely not an easy dish morally to eat, but it's pretty good. Look, menu was phenomenal. Lamb is big over here. Yeah, you guys grow a lot of lamb. We don't grow it so much where I live, but we grow it in the north of Portugal, so it's more common there. So we had the option of adding other meats, but we thought these were the more traditional meats that were appropriate for the theme. It's planted everywhere. Yeah, you plant that lamb everywhere. She okay? No, she was trying to bite Mimi. They don't like sharing the bit. Reese trying some negotiation in the bedroom. Bianca, like, your sister likes sleeping in the bedroom. You gotta, like, not be annoying. Yeah, cover her. Yeah. So, yeah. Food is the greatest expense for your wedding. Hands down, the biggest one. Oh, shit. Hi, sir! Oh, my goodness.
Guess who?
Guess
Herbert
who?
Voice, Family Guy.
I'm not gonna
How's
say
our
anything because
favorite
probably gonna read
streamer
it.
doing? Bellet 6 Heart, happy 14th month anniversary. Bellet 6 Heart, I know I was, and I'm still not doing good. These
Oh my
days when
goodness.
still are awful. Except the concert.
And I
That was
love
the
you,
best
sir.
thing these
I'm
days.
sorry you're
But at
having,
last,
you know,
not
such
so
a
close to
difficult
hell,
time. You're
but I
not
don't want to
bothering
bother
anyone and
anyone
you're
with
not a
this.
burden. So if you
But
ever
let's
want to
not keep
talk
this
about it,
negative and keep a
just
positive
shit talk
stream.
with
Bellet
us.
6 Heart.
We'll be there shit talking with you. And maybe, you know, it'll make you feel better. You know? Love you, sir. You know, we don't always have to be 100%, but you can always count on your friends to feel a little bit better. Yeah? We got you, fam. We love you. Gotta power through. And we got you. So obviously the food, which is a part my grandpa's not paying for, is going to be expensive for that many people. We are having our wedding catered, so everyone will have a good choice of food to choose from, but to drink, only water will be provided. We don't want to have to pay for alcohol or soda. It is just a large added expense when we can just do filtered water for a much cheaper cost. Hands down, for sure, we're going to be much cheaper. Well, when family and friends found out, they got angry. Some didn't really care, but some are really upset about it, saying that I can just have an open bar so I don't have to pay for drinks. We could, but still have to pay for the bartender, and we really just don't want to bother with alcohol there. Or we should at least have soda, because how can we expect everyone to drink only water? The kids will be upset, the wedding will be boring, that this is not how weddings work, etc. Am I the asshole? I didn't think this would be a problem. It's only water. I mean, don't most people drink water every day anyway? Should we pay the extra to have the soda? Oh my goodness. You had to pay for your own drinks? Really? Also, hi, Bunny. So, weddings here in Portugal, the drinks are usually free. And then you might have an open bar at the end of the wedding where you pay for your own drinks, right? But not all weddings have an open bar, as in you have to pay for the drinks in the end. Most weddings here have drinks included free throughout the whole night, basically. You guys will be buying drinks at yours? I don't drink, so I'm good. Do you have water and soda in your wedding? Oh, but like, that's fine. Like, when you're going to someone's wedding, right? Like, that's perfectly fine. That's how they want to deal with it. I'm not even saying they're cheap. I'm just saying that, like, it's your way. If you want to do this your way and you're gonna have like all these options available for people and stuff like that, that's fine. If you don't want to give these options and this availability to people, that's fine as well. Like, people often get too pressured for familial obligations in terms of taste and shit. Like, just don't. There are plenty of weddings we've been to where it's pay for your own drinks. Some people drink a lot, yeah. Your friend's wedding I just went to had water, sweet tea, and lemonade. Oh, that's a nice one with the nice juices. That could be nice. Yeah, you pay like 90 per person, so it accounts for the drinks they drink and such. Thiago would hate that wedding. Probably. Oh, what a picky eater. What a picky eater. Here, the host pay for the drinks, and you can drink everything you want from the available options at the restaurant. Yeah. I find this super boring. If I went to a party and there was only water, I'd be disappointed. But you're not obliged to go. So if your friend invites you and says, there's not going to be any drinks at the wedding. Damn it, babe. Give me my own pace. I want to shit talk first, and then we read more. Fine. Being married to a viewer is like snickering in the back. Stop. Stop making me laugh. No, that's worse. It was like, it's just like, that's the face we do when we have to take a shit. If I went to Disneyland, I'd be disappointed. If I knew there was only water, I might legit not go. Exactly. That's how I think it must go. It's far from a capital like crime in my book. Because like you are free to decline the invitation. So trying to like guilt trip your friend or family member that their wedding is boring as shit and you're trying to like, I'm not going unless I have drinks. Like, don't go. Like, that's how they view their own wedding. They don't even have to tell you why they chose to not put drinks in their menus. It could be because they're cheap. It could be not because they're cheap. It could be something like this. Like, they don't drink themselves. They don't see the point in it. So either you want to go or you don't want to go. I personally don't think they're the assholes. I think, like, if you're explicit that my wedding is not going to have X, Y, and Z, or it's going to have X, Y, and Z, and you agreed to go, then shut the fuck up. Weddings are really expensive. So, fucking hell. You're not having a wedding to make your family happy. It's to make yourself happy. It really is tricky to balance the expectations when you're having a wedding. And I'm a very independent person, and Rhea and I had to really, like, think about what was important to us. You guys actually think they're the assholes. Wow, guys. Wow. What is this? It's like, hey, this thing is emotionally important to me, but I refuse to provide suitable refreshments. I'll be emotionally upset if you don't show up, but I won't provide shit. I don't agree. Like, it's the same thing. Like, a friend of mine is vegan, right? And she wanted to do a vegan wedding, and without providing for meat options. And I'm like, either I go or I don't. Like, water. What is wrong with water? Water is water. We all drink fucking water. Just drink the water. It's water, for fuck's sake. We all need it to survive. I don't drink alcohol. I do my own party without drinking any alcohol. Okay, guys? Only meat options because fuck vegetarians. Exactly. It's a need. It's not a need. You have water. Alcohol is a part of human partying for generations. I don't need no alcohol to be this crazy, insane bitch. And you know this because you've been married to me for a long time. So, sure, some people can only get loose with the alcohol, then tough shit. Don't go to the wedding. But don't make the bride and groom feel bad like, oh, I'm gonna shit on your allergen list. Or something like that, right? Like, alcohol was so fucking expensive as a part of our total bill. It was... I can get it. If they said, like, I don't want to pay for this because it's just simply too expensive, still valid. Still valid. Okay? Exactly. A lot of people don't drink alcohol. I am one of them. And I still have fun because you can't stop this train. I'm too awesome. Exactly. That's just not the party for you. That's the whole conclusion I want to reach, right? I think not offering anything but water is bad. It's okay. Like, I think, like, as long as they made it clear, like, they didn't fool you. Like, they didn't say, come to my wedding. We'll serve everything, right? That fake premise. But if you are honest about, like, this is what's going to go down and people still choose to come, then they can't complain. Like, just pick what you want to do with your life. If I was OP, I'd add buy your own what? Buy your own booze? Is it? Buy your own booze? Rule, and maybe get a couple of bottles of squash, fruit juice. Okay. For the kids who don't like plain water. I don't think you can tell them the asshole just for serving water. It's just one day and you're not obligated to go. Sometimes not even the day, it's just a few hours of your day. You know? Bring your own bomb. Ah! What did you read? Did you read your boob? Biob? Bring your own booze, okay. Juices or soda. Look, I think I would... Look, I don't even have to say anything because I already got married in September last year with Mustard here. And we wanted to offer everybody a chance of everything. But I know that part of me wanted to do no alcohol. So we compromised and we decided that we were on the first hours of the wedding, we weren't serving proper alcohol because I didn't want people shit-faced until the actual food started being served. So we served very light drinks like juices and waters. And then we started introducing sangrias and beers and stuff like that because we wanted people to do a soft shift to then transition, right? Because, you know... A tame am the asshole exploded into a tiny minute again. I shouldn't have said anything, Lynx. I shouldn't have said anything, you know? Do you want to have a look at the comments? Yes. But I'm just entertained at your opinions, guys. If you want cheap alcohol, come to the Balkans. With 9,000 euros, you can feed like 400, 500 people with a 5-course meal and alcohol included. It's cheaper than the food. Here, it's more or less. More or less. Think about... 40 sober relatives sitting in a room sounds nightmarish to you. Maybe they need that therapy. Oh God. It's my wedding, not therapy day. Look, some people want their wedding to be therapeutical. I'm not one of those people, as you know. Okay. Invite people to a multi-hour event, expect more than just water. Like, I get it. Like, I get it. I personally don't see an issue with it, but I'm a big supporter of do your own thing when you're getting married because I don't drink, so I don't miss it. I don't miss it at all. Not drinking for me is just how I live my day-to-day life. I know that technically you could be in the right, but here's the thing about weddings. The marriage ceremony is for you and your fiance. The wedding is for everyone else you've invited. It's an event you're hosting, and not providing any drinks other than water makes you a bad host or hostess. I've been to dry weddings. There was a couple that put real thought and effort into designing mocktails themed around their relationship. That could be interesting. So you don't serve alcohol, but you'd serve the fake ones, the virgin ones. That could be fun. It was delightful and everyone connected to the couple through it. Another couple had a sparkling cider tower in place of champagne, and everybody cheered with cider and flutes. When you're hosting an event, your job as hostess is to take care of your guests. Just because it follows a marriage ceremony doesn't make you any less of the host of an event. And that means providing more than one drink option, especially non-alcoholic. Especially to an event your guests are incurring expenses to attend and bringing gifts to. Alright, so this person thinks they're the asshole. I feel support a dry wedding, but only water as a beverage is being a cheap host. I know, I don't think on this person's world cider is alcoholic, but... I was gonna say, like, my friend, like, cider is alcoholic. I don't know what kind of cider y'all drinking. Oh, alright. Hey, you've been to my wedding, Calm. I am not a cheap host. We spent so much to make sure everybody had options and proper food stuff, and keeping track of allergies was... I'm so glad I'm not getting married again. Oh God. Angry Archer, that is the shit. I don't know that one, but we have some nice Portuguese ciders here and it's really cool. You don't need to have alcohol. Hi Snow, how you doing, darling? It's just being a good host to offer literally anything over other than water. I think so too. I think that here is like, I have no issue with dry weddings, but I would offer more options to drink. Had they decoded not to invite people because they couldn't afford alcohol, every hypocrite would have said, "Oh, babe, but that's okay. You could have done with no alcohol." I think so too. I think so too. People are always like that. Like, they'll shit on you because and shit because and not shit on you because. So like here in Portugal, it's an expression we have that is arrested for having a dog and for having no dog. I don't know where the saying comes from, but it's like you can't please everyone. It's basically apple juice with some bubbly spice. It could be that, but like cider is an alcoholic by default. Yeah, here is very alcoholic as well. Definitely. Cider is, if you come over, ask for a cider, it's always going to be alcoholic. I'll tell you that one for free. Because, you know, I don't want them to charge you so you can find out that cider is... At least coffee. Yeah, coffee is a must always. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Dog and no dog, exactly. You get bonked either way. Offer a drink, yeah. All right, guys. No, I see where you guys are coming from. I see it. I see it. Look, it's because like I got really stressed preparing my wedding, and so did Ree, and a lot of it is managing guest expectations with budgeting and a bunch of other things, right? Like, is alcohol in the UK as well? Yeah. Oh, welcome, my darling. Oh, I hope you're having a fantastic day. For those of you who don't know me, I am Belletrice. I am a horror variety streamer that focuses on round-based horror games like Phasmophobia, Dead by Daylight, and Prop Night. On my off time, I like to play League of Legends on EU West and some Simsor. I'm from sunny Portugal, and it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I hope you have fun here. We usually game throughout the whole week, but lately I've been so burned out that we're doing just chatting for our busiest days so that we can chill a little bit. Especially days where I drive, I feel like just chatting is the only thing holding me together. I tried it last week and I liked it so much, and I'm like, yeah, this is gonna help us. Could survive a social event without his coffee. Yeah. They're saying water only. Yeah, I know, babe, I know. Look, I'm just saying I'm traumatized, babe. Oh, 200 times, oh, guys. Aww. I love you too, guys. I love you too. Each and every one of you. 200 intros. Next one is 420. We always go for the 420, guys. I believe cider's not alcoholic here. You can buy it at any age, but I'll check. Oh, that's actually interesting. I thought you guys would booze everything up in the Balkans. Ooh, interesting. Yeah, here is alcoholic. Some of them really strong too. Stronger than most beers. We have some tamer ones, but yeah. I'm curious to see if they responded to something. The worst part is like if they do decide they want to serve drinks, depending on their supplier, any drinks other than water, even if it's just soda or juices, if it's too on the knee, they might not help you. On the knee is because there's a Portuguese expression also that you do things on your knees, like brushing things. I need to stop with the expressions today. I hope that in 20 years, everyone's still saying, remember that wedding we had to smuggle in 2 liter of Pepsi? Why would you smuggle a 2 liter of Pepsi? Just smuggle in the 2 liter Coke. Look, I prefer Coke to Pepsi. Don't get me wrong. I will drink both if there's both available, or if there's just one available, I'll have both. But like, just smuggle Coke. Stop being a cheap bastard. You're the asshole. I don't have anything against dry weddings, but surely you can offer something other than just water. Iced tea, lemonade, something with flavor. Oh, yeah, like your friend's wedding. Yeah. Something with flavor. Even my cousin had a dry wedding. She served sodas. I guess are not likely to think it's very celebratory if you just serve water, and you would be surprised by the number of people who never drink water, let alone do it at celebration. All right, that's not a good excuse, though. This is not a good excuse. So, drink water. Your pee-pee does not have to come out syrup. Water is good for your kidneys. I think it's called 2 pounds of Coke. 2 pounds of Coke. I guess it depends on the party. No, Lundy. No, it doesn't. You know exactly what I mean. Not at my wedding. God, I hope nobody did drugs at my wedding. Not that I may know about drugs like that, but I was seriously concerned you guys were all gonna kill yourselves off the walls off that castle. Seriously. So if you guys did drugs at my wedding, kudos to you surviving the fucking city. There's some super delicious alcoholic ciders in the UK. My favorites are toffee apple and rhubarb and custard. At larger stores, okay. 3 to 12%, yeah, here as well. Whew. Not if you have your own mini still in your kitchen walk-in. Iced tea for sure. We always have iced tea when hosting anything. Iced tea I feel like is such a chill drink. Like, you can make it alcohol. You don't have to make it alcoholic. You know, you do your own thing. In the archery practice. You can shoot a lot of people, yeah. You only drink anti-psychopath juice, aka coffee. These days, and very little water. 95% coffee, 5% water is my drink. Sir, drink some water. Or drink, you know, some more American type coffee because it's 95% water, that coffee. Imagine getting dressed in the morning, wear a hot formal outfit, listening to 6 to 8 rambling vows, sitting on hard wooden benches, and then when you sit down to eat, it's a nice dish, but the side of tepid flat water. It is kind of sad. I've ever had iced tea. Iced tea is really nice. You can do it yourself, or you can just, you know, buy the soda. But it's easy to do yourself and still have it pretty tasty. Oh, thank you, Lynx. Thank you for bringing Lundy into the coven. He could use some holy entity in his life. Lemon iced tea is divine. It is really nice. Good night, Mr. Muko. Have a beautiful evening. Make sure you rest easy, huh? Don't get too sick. Road to 420. Oh, believe me. They definitely like their family a lot. We're married. And this funny tackling you hear in the background, that's Mustard. It's just like, some people are more connected to food and beverage than other people are. Like I said, I'm always dry. That's not what I meant to say. Because we already established that I'm moist as fuck. Sarave! It's now my call to action. Sarave! Moisturize. Or apparently Sarah V is how you actually say it. But I'm not gonna say it how you want me to say it. I like the Sarave more than I like Sarah V because it sounds like someone instead of something. I've never been this moist in my life. It's true. I've never been this moist in my life. Just pure water too. And Starbucks is just very, very sweetened juice. Yeah. So we have a professional espresso machine in our house and stuff like that. And it's just like, I can't drink coffee anywhere else. But coffee in Portugal is like a bullet running through you. And I'm inviting all of you. I want to eat it. Invite me. I'll go to the best of my... I'm trying to go to all my friends' weddings. Like, the only one I couldn't is because it's in May and it was too short-handed, short notice for me to get the days off. It was unfortunate. I have to give more time because I already had the massive 3-week holiday from May to May, from April to May. So they were like, I'll make a keto. Look, I am a really picky eater, and Mustard will tell you the same, right? But if you cook it for me, I will eat it. Because I like trying things, but I won't try things otherwise. Right? If you know what I mean, like, I'll try it if someone who knows how to cook it will cook it for me. I'm not like a 10-year-old. What do you mean? I'm not even that picky. God. Don't put peas on my rice. Like, I don't want to eat peas. You know I don't like peas. Why would you use that analogy? I eat 1,000 different rices. Brings up the fucking pea rice. I don't like peas in my rice. Either I want peas or I want rice. I don't want peas on the rice or rice on the pea. Because peas were forced upon me when I was very young and I did not like it. So I like when my mom makes like peas as a dish, but it's a whole dish. I don't like it when there's peas on rice. I like it. I like peas and I like rice. I don't like it when they mix it, okay? Just no. It doesn't make enough coffee. Lundy, you drink way too much coffee. It's not my machine's fault. You literally drank a kilo of coffee beans. You bastard. You will try Portuguese coffee? Nice. It's pretty good. It's very creamy. Ah. You give her a steak and she cuts it to tiny bites, perfectly cutting around anything that's not 100% meat, like nerves and fat. Yeah, I'm not an animal. I'm not gonna eat it all like a fucking boa. I'm there for the beef. If I cannot have the beef without other stuff, then I don't want it. Okay? It was a long couple of days. It was amazing, Lindy. What are you complaining about? My piss risotto out the window. Oh my god. I hate you guys so much. There's no pet cam that says you mustard. I hate you so much. I am not picky. Mustard doesn't even fucking eat octopus and squid. I eat all sorts of fucking shellfish and fish, and I don't complain about it. Yeah, but like, that's what we eat here in Portugal, you bastard. I don't like peas on my rice. Don't put peas on my rice and I will not have issues. Yeah, but you guys in the UK, we already established food is not your happy core memory. I like peas, just not in my rice. Stop saying peas, guys. Alright? Like a divorced family. Like, yeah, just not mixed. I want to throw myself down the stairs naked. Just to end this conversation. I will not have fucking peas on my rice. And Carl is eating my hand. So here in Portugal, we do what we call like a pea stew, where it takes chorizo, it takes bacon, it takes egg, that is a poached egg on top of the peas. And it's really nice because it makes an amazing sauce, and then you can just have peas. Fuck a pea? You don't. I think it just squashes. It's not very fun. Oh my goodness. A bowl of peas? No, like we do a whole thing with it. It's a stew. It's a proper stew. So it's really tasty. It gets the taste of the chorizo, the bacon. It gets to stew for a little bit. I think it might take a little bit of onion that is fried beforehand, so you get a little bit caramelized in there. And then you basically eat it, but you eat it with a piece of bread to soak up the juice. No rice comes with that. It's a whole dish on itself. There's no rice near that. No rice. But in school, to show service, is what I always say. Oh, they want to make it healthier. What are we going to do? Just put fucking peas in your rice. Just like, don't put peas in my rice. Stop laughing! I hate you so much. Just don't. I don't like peas in my rice. I like peas and I like rice. As an adult, I am entitled not to wanting peas on my rice, okay? Like, I tried it. I didn't like it. Okay? Yeah, I'm not eating it. Ree's trying to body shame me or something. Want to see the cat enjoy your pussy there? Fucking hell. Breathe, Ree, for fuck's sake. Just breathe. This cat also doesn't have peas in the rice, okay? Good night, Lindy. I'll put peas on everybody's fucking rice when you guys come over, and then I'll tell you to eat it, you bastards. It's not gonna be good, okay? It's not gonna be good. I'm just gonna put a 5-minute timer here. You could be the peas to my rice, no. And feijoada here, Jinx, is different. It's actually a different kind of a bean. Let me see here. So, I think it... Not news. Thank you. So feijoada is a bigger dish, right? But the ones we eat here at home is this kind of red bean. It's called the butter bean. And this is more similar to what we have as feijoada. And it's... Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's so good. With white rice. Oh my god, what is your problem? It's either white rice or it's not white enough, or it's what is your problem? Ah, white beans. I was gonna say, because like you serve this with white rice. Like you can see multiple images here they serve with white rice. Yeah, white beans on this kind of feijoada is not good. You want the butter red beans, basically. That's what you want. And that's the good one. Exactly. Dog or no dog. Exactly. Y'all get yourself some fucking dogs. God damn it, guys. We have cat there, but dogs, we have one there. The other one is outside, isn't it? I can't smell her, so she must be outside. She's stinky. Our German Shepherd dog is a stanky girl. So Bianca's in our bedroom. Klaus is here, and Mimi is in our bedroom as well. Dog or no dog. All right, now that we established that they might be assholes because they could provide more than one drink, as long as they don't put peas in their rice, it should be fine. I ate sashimi bowl for the first time not too long ago. Was it good? Germans are stinking. I did smell Luca, but Luca smelled nice. Luca, do Germans smell bad, or is just the dogs? We need to know. Oh. For one post. Well, you know, I never said I was fast. Hi, Magnus. How you doing? Oh, how are you? I hope you're having a fantastic week so far. Some of them do, for sure. Yeah, but everybody is stinky at some point. That's why we shower. I taste the coin, please. You'll have cauliflower, rice, and peas? Don't tell me, Jinx. Just surprise me. I'll eat it if it's put in front of me. I promise. The texture of raw semi-cold fish was kind of odd at first, but you got over it. Oh, that's nice. Oh, I'm good. Thank you so much for asking. Today we're having a chill day. Just, you know, reading stranger shenanigans on the internet. Has piss in his name. Keep him away. No, we like Magnus. Like I said, I like peas. Just don't like it mixed with other things. It's peas with peas, okay? For example, 6 out of 11 of Luca's groups are stinky. Yeah, I heard about that one. But it's not Luca. Luca is very nice smelling, okay? I have smelled Luca myself, and Luca smelled nice. Alright, so that was one out of the way. Let's refresh to see if something else came up as first. Why is it segregation? Peas are important on their own. And so is rice. Alright, he's stretching it. They don't need to mix. PC rice, we're all good. I hate you guys so much. Oh, using chopsticks. Oh, that's nice. I take some practice because I've been using it for years and I go eat out at Asian restaurants, but it always takes me a bit to get used to. Sometimes I'm so starving that I just ask them for a fork like an actual pleb. Sometimes, like, when you go to an Asian buffet, I'm like, I'm just gonna fill my plate and eat like an animal, and I just grab a fork. And you know I mean business when I'm in an Asian restaurant and I ask for a fork. Things are about to go down my stomach. Different bathroom and water fountain. I can't believe you guys. Separate but equal is not equality. Look, not on my plate. Out of sight, out of mind. Take that as you wish. Put peas on your fucking rice, guys. Don't put it on mine. Get a problem. We've been arguing for like 20 minutes that I don't like peas on rice. And people are shocked. But I like peas and I like rice, but I don't like peas on my rice and rice on my peas. It's traumatizing. Oh, that's the cat cam alarm. Boop. I'm sure he's gonna move soon. Alright, let's see this, because this has asshole potential a lot. Whew. Oh boy. Peas on rice can't hurt you. It can definitely hurt me. I don't like it. It's weird. No. Water only weddings are bad. At least offer juice. Belle picks the peas off her rice for not ducking right. I'm gonna fucking put octopus on everything you eat. I'm gonna buy it at the supermarket with our joint account money and I'm gonna put it everywhere. Up your butt. Stop. Go away. Leave me alone. I'm obsessed with my peas.
002
You don't even like peas.
Sub to Magnus, easy peasy.
It's like
They have given
Ree doesn't even fucking like peas.
The channel.
Oh, I don't like pea on your rice either. Especially not pea, guys. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Lynx. Thank you for bringing Magnus into the coven. I'm sure they'll appreciate it. Around the house. Oh my god. Mustard's favorite soup is pea soup. I should have known that. I should have known there was something wrong years ago when we first met. It's like, off your rice like a psycho. Don't put fucking peas in the rice then. You don't have to eat the peas in your rice. All right. 2 peas in a cup of rice. You're making my whole setup laugh. Okay. I like that when I laugh, my whole setup laughs as well. It just jiggles. I do peas with her rice. Yes! Yes! She's a grown-ass woman. If she doesn't want to have peas in her rice, she should not be forced to have peas in her rice. And when I have kids, I'm not serving them peas and rice just to prove a point. Shoot him out like bullets. Oh no, that's so wrong. That's so wrong. Oh god. And let the internet judge. No, that is such a bad news for fucking Am I the Asshole. Here we have a guy kicking out literally his brother with 4 kids and you're trying to force peas on me. Oh my goodness. Thank you guys, not the asshole. Wait! Yes, you're the asshole! What do you mean, guys? Yes! Yes! Santa's not coming for you guys this year. I am so sure. Santa's not coming. Santa's not coming. Luca, you have to do something. It's the asshole, isn't it, Luca? Say something. Luca, do something. Do you get peas on your rice instead of coal? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And some of them are not even fully unfrozen or cooked through. It's not coal, it's just peas. Am I also kicking my brother out of the house? But when you read it, it's literally physically kicking him out. Kicking with such force she flew from the premises. It's important to know. I am good with peas with rice. I'm not good with peas in rice. That's an important distinction. If they're side by side, if they're not side by side, all right, just no, no. She's sweet but a psycho. You knew this 16 years ago. If you wanted to flee, you could have, babe. He's like, to me, they're just, oh god, I want to strangle this person. It's too late now. Now we put, we put a third member into our relationship called the Portuguese government, and it's a very kinky relationship, but like getting rid of Ree is the whole thing. I think forcing people to eat something they don't want to doesn't make sense. I personally wouldn't pick them off though. I just bite the bullet or the pea in that don't do it, Luca. But Luca's like not a picky eater at all. So like Luca will put almost anything in his mouth. Food wise. Important note. So like a normal person. No! Normal people like me don't like peas in the rice. I'm not king shaming. If Luca wants to put more things in his mouth, he's free to. He's an adult. He's 19, but like, sure. Alright, forever 19, Luca. Ever had chicken pot pie? Yeah. Chicken pot pie is nice. And has peas. Nobody ever called me a minority before. Hi Vera, how you doing? Oh, so we draw the line at raisins? You absolute psycho. You do that in Brazil. I've seen it happen in Brazil. It doesn't happen here. So you're telling me you're just segregating a different kind of ingredient, but I'm the problem. Why? Why? You're putting peas on rice? She's like, I don't get it. I thought you said you draw the line at racism. I'm glad we drew some lines, you know, like, not racism. Yay. Jesus Christ, guys. I'm glad you're doing okay, Vera. I hope you're having a good week so far. Good night, Magnus. Have a beautiful evening, darling. Rest easy. All right. Am I the asshole for selling the house my brother and his family live in? We'll see. A few years ago, my brother needed help. I let him move into one of my rental properties and we did it all legal. Lease agreement and everything. Always leave it all legal. You didn't have to go home early from work yesterday? Is that a good thing or a bad thing, babe? I hope it's a good thing. Oh. You did have to go home early. Oh. It's one of those days, Vera. But are you okay, babe? Are you feeling alright? Why did you go home early? Because I was renting it to him at a break-even point, we agreed that he was responsible for all the maintenance of the house in New York. Well, he has 4 kids, and the hot water tank isn't enough for his family and he wants a new one. I told him to go ahead. He then proceeded to take the cost of the hot water tank and installation of that month's rent. I reminded him of our agreement. He said he wasn't making improvements to my property for free. I said that the old hot water tank was fine and he made the decision to replace it. Big argument and I didn't want to fight, so I said that he was not allowed to make any further changes to the house without my explicit agreement. So he stopped doing maintenance as a protest. Oh man. Miscommunication is a pandemic in itself. The house itself is not pretty, but it is solid. It is old and the wiring in it was not meant for all the modern electronics we have. He wanted to add a new breaker box and run more outlets. I said no thanks. I cannot afford that since I'm not making any money on the house. He started getting bitchy about it and the rent started getting paid late. I tried talking to him, but he said he had to buy some stuff for the house and he was low on cash. So I sold the house. While the house itself isn't great, it is in an older part of the city and the property itself is a quarter of an acre. Every time a house sells in the neighborhood, it is snapped, like me, about to, up by developers and turned into multifamily units. Or one guy built a McMansion on his land. I know a lot of the developers and I didn't even need to list the house to have it sold in less than a week. My brother found out when he was served with an eviction notice. Oh boy. Am I the asshole? Definitely. Oh, see you, Magnus. IBS and headaches. Oh, babe. I'm so sorry. That is so sucky. How are you feeling now, though? He called me to ask what the fuck, so I told him that the house was causing me headaches and I had an opportunity to make some money and I took it. He said I should have offered him a chance to buy it. I said that he was having trouble making rent. How was he going to qualify for a mortgage? Besides the point, you still should offer it. And for one, he's your fucking brother. There's no... He said I'm an asshole and that he has the money. He was waiting to make me an offer. I asked him if he had the money, why he was late on his rent. He started bad-mouthing me to all our family. That must have been easy. A few of them took his side and tried to say I was being an asshole, so I offered all of them a chance to clear his debt to me if they wanted to share their opinion. None of them took me up on the offer. As if that proves anything. This guy just wielding the money dick around. As if that justifies anything. My parents are on my side and they said I shouldn't have rented to him in the first place. I feel bad for my sister-in-law and the kids, but I'm not going to spend the rest of my life subsiding his... Oh... I got to sleep a little bit and your boyfriend's mom came and cleaned the apartment. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. That's really sweet. I'm glad you're feeling a little better, babe. Nobody deserves to go through IBS. It's so annoying. Especially with headaches on top. Oof. Look, in any situation, like, it's your property. It's your shit, right? But you're still a massive asshole when the person living in that house finds out through an eviction notice. But no, don't tell me, like, I know the power difference is completely different. Like, and still be a dick. Yeah, guys, this is something you should all keep in mind. Something is legal doesn't make it less wrong or less asshole. The law sometimes needs to change. Or the laws are made to protect, not you. But just keep this in mind. There's a completely different dynamic of power in this conversation, which is one is the landowner and has complete power to the point that he has sold a house with a family living in it without letting the family know. And the other is the person who's actually living in the house and suddenly has to do a whole thing to append and move elsewhere because someone decided to sell the house without letting them know. The power difference is massive, and you can see that this person is holding on to a ton of power or is power hungry when they say, like, you can pay this person's, like, debt to me to side with them. Money's all that, like. And yeah, that sounds very illegal to me, that you can just evict someone without letting them know that you sold the property. And I think, like, this person thinks because they're family, they don't have to warn this person living in their property. But I think there's actually problems here with this, the way this is being handled right now. On the house, he shouldn't have sold and kicked his brother out. However, I don't know what kind of relationship they have or what his brother's like, so I'm not going to judge that part. Look, for one, I was working in a group for all the maintenance in the house and yard. This already sounds like a bit of an abusive sort of relationship towards the person who's renting. Here in Portugal, you as a landlord are still super responsible for your fucking properties and their maintenance. You are responsible for your property's maintenance. The person is in charge of taking care of the house. But things like, it's a 4 people living there and they're asking you to improve the water heater or water tank and stuff like that. In the end, this is going to stay in your property when they move out. It's in your best interest that you improve that quality of life. Because when they move out, when they do, this stays. And now you have a bigger water tank. This thing where, like, the house itself is not pretty but is solid is what I've been told to try and buy a dump of a house with moisture on the walls and everything falling apart in Lisbon for my left kidney. So I've heard this before. So I might be biased because, like, I've seen how predatory the real estate market is and it's really fucked up. So I've been told the house is not pretty but it's solid. You can do work on it, and all the house needed was work. You could not live in that house without doing work. It is old and the wiring is not meant at all for the model electronics we have. I even wonder if it's actually safe enough to use as is. Because some electronics in the US, depending on how old the house is, in the US and in everywhere, if it's not updated to modern sockets and modern systems, if the breaker is not correct, you can actually start massive house fires and kill everybody in it. So he wanted to add the new breaker box and run more outlets. That's also something else that fucking stays in your house. So like, he's asking for very reasonable shit for house improvement. You can just say like, I right now I'm not making money, but like, let's start by putting some aside, right? They would have had to have an inspection to the property. But like, if they have a lease agreement, I really would have encouraged the brother to put this all in court. Because like, if you're renting something and there's no conditions to live in the property, if like, this is actually not a chill thing and not properly legal and all of that, and you can say like, my house is not safe and needs a better electronics and stuff like that, you are entitled to question rent, as in not to pay for it. Like, you're still gonna have to pay for it somehow, but you can question it in court saying like, this is not happening. I do not have the conditions met to live in this house. And like, yeah, like, you're renting an ancient house to your fucking brother with 4 kids. They need more hot water. You take it as a fucking, you know, offense when he takes it off rent, because it is a massive expense. It's going to stay in your house. You say that the wiring is not meant for all the electronic we have is like a really big excuse. Like, I think the brother living in the house might be taking advantage of their relationship to be more assertive with what they want. And I'm not saying they're doing it to the best of their abilities, but this is a massive power difference between these two guys. And one of them is completely insane. Exactly. Legality is not a thing for morality. You can win in court and be a dick. Well, you see that all the time with big companies, basically. Made about court. No, like, it depends on who is in the court. I've seen court judges rule absolutely asinine things and go like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck the little person, or I'm gonna fuck the big person. It depends on what mood they're at, really. Because this is under the 5,000, I think Compson would be the better person, or Jinx to say. I think is the small case court or something like that, under $5,000 disputes or something like that. Civil, I don't know. There's a specific court that only deals with like damages and liabilities under 5K, which would probably be this one. And if you know, a famous one is the Judge Judy one. So like, you've seen, if anyone wants to see how she ruled that over, like, some of the cases are just asinine like this, and it depends completely on the judge dealing with this. He should have told his brother, I'm selling the house, not even ask, but exactly. Give him a fucking 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month head start and saying like, look, I'm gonna sell the house. This is giving me a fucking bunch of anxiety. Like, this is giving, let's say the OP and the brother, they had good intentions. You can move into my property and all this shit. OP realizes I'm not making money with this, so I'm losing money in theory. Or this is putting a lot of strain in my relationship with my brother, and I'm too tired to keep dealing with this property, right? My dude, so this guy admits that he knows his property can sell in a week, and he sells the property without telling his brother. It's just... Oh, sorry, yeah. It's like, you know the property is gonna sell quick. You know the realtors and all that shit. Give your brother the fucking chance to move out. Just tell him, look, dude, I know, like, I just want to cancel this and I want to get rid of this because I can't deal with this right now. I don't want to deal with this amount of stress. This house clearly needs more work or something, and you don't want to deal with it. Do you want to buy it or not, or do you want to just move out? And like Mustard's saying, you don't have to ask, you just have to tell them. But tell them some time in advance, for fuck's sake. Good grief, people. This is like I'm saying like miscommunication, the greatest pandemic, because like this could all have been sorted out with verbal proper communication. Just You can still be the asshole, or less of an asshole, but you just told him. Was he planning on selling the property before his brother moved in? He doesn't say that, which makes me believe that, like, he's selling the property to be petty. As in, he says he's one of my rental properties, so he has multiple. Out of which I imagine the other one he does for profit. Right? That's fine. So he's selling this house, I think, to spite his brother. Because else he would just kick out his brother and just rent it to someone else who has lower standards. Because there's always going to be someone desperate enough to do it. So this just seems pure pettiness. Oh, I have multiple properties, but I'm going to sell the one that my brother's on. The one that has a family member that can hit you where it hurts. Alright, let's see what chat thinks. Yeah. No, dude. Your nibblings? That's good. I don't know, these people. Would your brother kept taking from you? The only water tank thing makes sense to believe that you weren't doing him a favor. That everyone lane said break even to family and nurse against the full time of their practice. Clearly not. I feel like the chat here in Am I the Asshole wants to be the landlord but doesn't get to be the landlord and role playing right now. I don't feel bad for landlords, dude. Things escalated and you wanted out of the deal in the house. That made sense. When you made the decision to sell, you should have let him know, both to allow him to purchase it, maybe he could even have swung the loan, and to give him the largest window possible for moving. Unless you feel there was a risk he damaged the property to sabotage the sale, that's something you should have done. And the brother seems a lot of things, but he doesn't seem like a saboteur to that point. Not from what was described. Now, are you an asshole for not doing it? Your inference that he didn't have the ability to buy the house is presumptuous, but pretty reasonable. I'll give you a pass on that. I'd have assumed the same. So now it's down to, were you an asshole for not giving him more warning? I can give you a pass before the sale, but after the sale, he should have found out from you. You're the asshole from letting him find out via the new owner's eviction notice. I want to be clear, you were very generous in all the previous times weren't an asshole, but that one choice changed the rating from everyone's the asshole to, but you're a little bit one for not telling him you sold the house he's living in. Alright. No, exactly. But like, he's saying that the brother would have destroyed the property if he said that he was trying to sell the property. Which, to be fair, the brother seems like maybe a little bit high maintenance, but it doesn't seem like that kind of person. So this person presumably lived there for a long time, taking care of all maintenance of this admittedly old house. And then, let me tell you, new houses have a ton of maintenance. Old houses have even more maintenance. He wanted the brother to come through with the tank installation and stuff like that. And he said, go ahead. This should have been cleared out on who's paying what. This is where the miscommunication started. There was no issue until this moment. And honestly, buying this massive upgrade for an old house seems like a really great deal. Because honestly, you get a new massive water heater for your house, and you just make a little less on rent. He still got a little bit of rent, but he didn't get all of the rent, basically. Here in Portugal, if you need something for the house you're renting, you have to get a specialist to present to the landlord the house's needs, and then the landlord pays for it. Because in the end, it's still the landlord's property. So if I move out, the landlord keeps the improvement on the house that the house needed. I should not have to pay for that improvement that the house needs, and it's not my property. So in Portugal, you're not obliged to pay out of your pocket for a thing the house needs because you're not the one keeping the house. You know what I mean? So the house increases in value through the upgrade, or is steady on the value through the keeping the level of quality of the house. You're just living in there. So, you know. It's very maintenance of the house. This is why I say that this lease agreement was designed to fuck over the person staying there. You say you're doing a break-even point rent, but then you pass all the expenses, not just utilities, to the renter. It sounds like this guy knew this house is a fuck ton of maintenance and decided, yeah, you can live there. Just take care of the house. That's a lot of abuse of power, guys. What's break even if repairs are on the renters? Just tax? Yeah. And we all know how much they pay tax. You know. I know someone got shafted, but it was not the OP. Oh God. Yeah, we have bad experiences. No, it's just that, look, I work with human resources, right? And basically all I do is read emails and read intent through typing. And it's just like, the way the story is told is telling you all the hints and cues that this was a bad deal for the brother from the get-go. It's very painted like the kindness of my heart to help out my brother. But like your brother supposedly paying break-even rent is also managing an ancient house and having to deal with everything regarding it while still paying a rent. Supposedly that goes to your taxes. But like if that was your only other property you had, maybe I'd feel bad for you. But like when you say it's one of my rental properties, one of your rental properties. Yeah, this is why I don't like mixing family with like living situations. We currently live in a family property, and Reek could tell you, or Mustard, how you want to treat them, how fucking annoying it is to live in a family property. I hate it. I want to move out as fast as possible. Regardless of how generous it is, it causes more harm than it does good. Like, sure, I appreciate it every single step of the way, but like the tension that it gets, like with anything property related, oh my God, I love this name. Oh, thank you guys. Gotta love these butts. Oh wait, there's two of them. They're coming in pairs. Oh goodness. There you go. Probably shouldn't. It sucks. Yeah. No, it is. I think that's the core thing. If you can avoid living on family properties, avoid it. Because even with a lease agreement, you still get shafted. And for fucks, avoid having brothers. Thank you, Lynx. I'm famous in my own house at lunchtime, which is another Portuguese expression. I'm educating you guys in all the Portuguese expressions, so there you go. So yeah. No lease agreements, no nothing. And if someone makes a lease agreement in your life and puts you responsible for all the maintenance, don't do it. It's not the maintenance you think of, like just cleaning the house and, you know, don't damage the house. It's the other kind of maintenance that might involve boilers. Hashtag not all brothers. I don't have brothers, so I can't tell. So I only have an older sister. So it was fine. It's fine. It was not too bad. It was not too bad. Hi, Jinx. How you doing, my love? I hope you're having a fantastic day. I heard you got a new job. Have you tried it yet, or you're gonna start tomorrow? So, oh, my earring keeps getting stuck on my shenanigans. Stop. All right, let's see. After I know that the grooming is not like, all right, let's go for the grooming because we love the word. Am I the asshole for criticizing my roommate's grooming habits harshly? All right. Fill out paperwork tomorrow. Nice. Your little brother ends up like this. Someone else can take him, but I highly doubt someone else can take. Take my brother. He's an asshole. I don't want it. Hey y'all. I, 26 male, currently live in a rented apartment with my roommate, 24 male. Recently, we've been running into some issues because of his grooming. I occasionally noticed the funk. I love this word. A funk coming off of him. And a few times it got bad enough to ask him to take a shower because it was distracting me and grossing me out. He apologized and said he had a lessened sense of smell, which made him less likely to realize he needed a shower. Okay. Sounded kind of BS to me, but he showered, so I didn't think anything of it. He might actually have a deafened sense of smell. We give him the benefit of the doubt. If the person says so, we have to give it the benefit of the doubt because you're not in that person's body to make sure. Our apartment has 2 full bathrooms in the hallway, and I ordered a bidet for mine. The other day, bidet is really fancy. Wow. Here, Portuguese houses have bidets by default. They have to have bidets. Bidet all the way. No, I'm kidding. At least the master bedroom has to have a bidet. The other ones are something else. Yeah. Let me get there. The other day I was installing it and he happened upon me doing so. He asked what it was for and I explained. He chuckled and said, "You gay guys are something else." I laughed and said, "It's less invasive than toilet paper and more effective." And he laughed and said, "Yeah, but I don't use that." Oh no. Something clicked in my head and I asked him for clarification. Apparently he never wipes. He says he thinks it's gross to rub his ass with a piece of paper that doesn't really do anything. He said no straight guy does. And it's not a big deal. I asked what he does if he eats Taco Bell or something, and he says he just takes a shower. I asked what if he's in a public bathroom. He says he waits until he gets home. I then asked if he washes his butt in the shower, and he said that the soap from his back drips down and takes care of it. At this point, I was basically gagging, and I told him he can't sit on any of the furniture I pay for, which is most of it, until he wipes and washes his crusty ass. He got mad and said the only reason I care is because I get fucked in mine, to which I responded that I'm a top. This is a very productive conversation. He got pissy and left after this, and I haven't seen him since. I called his girlfriend to ask, and she has heard from him, and she said he came over, explained the situation. She got grossed out, and he left her place. I kind of feel bad for not viewing this as he doesn't know the right way situation rather than what antagonistic turn it took. Oh my god, guys. What the fuck? Oh no. Hi, Manix. How you doing, my love? I hope you're having a good day. Oh my goodness. We've seen this before, guys. We even talked about this on stream before, even before we started doing Am I the Asshole, where some very, very toxic people, mainly males, do not touch their butthole because it will make them gay. And that will also include washing it. Wash your buttholes, please. Please. Please use it. Please wash your butthole. Please wipe your butthole. Please, baby, wipe your butthole. Touch your butthole. Touch your butthole is a part of your fucking body. Touch them, wash them, clean yourself. Good Jesus, please. Please. And you got the diagnostic depressed, so at least you know what you have, right? I think it's always better to know than not know, because then you can seek help for it, right? I'm always a very doctor positive person, but I have it. You don't have bidets in the UK? Babe, I don't even think you need to shower your butthole like immediately after you take a shit. If you wipe it, it's okay. Like, just make sure you are clean. I think I need to make a poll for this one. No, you don't. Like, my dad, every time he takes a dump, uses the bidet. But if he doesn't have the bidet, he just cleans his booty. And then when he can get home, he goes for the bidet. No, it's like, it's... You can smell this post, and that's the worst part. You can smell the post, and that is... Clean thy booty. Now that's a smell you can feel, for sure. Holy shit. Oh my god. And I like that the funny part is that he went and told his girlfriend, and his girlfriend said she was grossed out, and then he left her house and he hasn't been seen since. Because no woman wants to be near a butthole that has not been washed. I do not know how this guy does not have massive like ass cracks on his ass crack because the skin, your skin needs to be washed because of this, because it starts building bacteria, creates an infection, it creates wounds. Like, how do you not have massive infections down your whole taint and backside crack? Like, wash your butthole. Probably. Oh my god, babe. Yeah. Probably. Maybe he has a deafened sense of smell because he always smelled this bad. And you know what's the sad part? He probably learned this from his dad, because who else is gonna teach this kid that this is what straight men do? No, imagine. Look, someone taught this human that you do not touch your butthole because that's gay. Because like he said, the other guy washes his because he gets fucked in his. Because that's the only reason to touch your butthole and wipe it. What is he so afraid of? He touches the ring of muscles and he suddenly becomes homosexual. Like, he likes it? Does he not know that straight men enjoy finger plates as well? Like, you don't like the penis, you can still enjoy the finger up your bum. Like, are you kidding me? But that's beside the point. I'm not even saying you're gonna like it or not like it, but fucking wash it, dude. Fucking wash it. That's the kind of dude who thinks cuddling is gay. I really like that this gay guy roommate, this nice, kind soul, inadvertently broke up a couple because this woman was not ready for what was coming once he dropped his pants down. Shit is a defense mechanism because his girl tries to stick at him. Oh my god. How did she not know? This is what I think. I don't think they've been dating for a long time because it's impossible not to smell it. Maybe he just wears brown underwear. There's nothing more off-putting than skid marks. And look, I'm a very hygienic person. And one time I had a Taco Bell moment and my own underwear had to go to wash, and I was so embarrassed by my own skid marks that I washed it by hand. Because I didn't want anyone else to have to wash my own dirty undies like that. I did not see myself in the track left by my butt crack, even though I thought I wiped enough. Apparently not. So I washed it by hand, my underwear, so nobody had to do it themselves. Even in the machine, like we wash in the machine, but I felt bad. If he sleeps with his girlfriend, does he leave skids on her sheets? Oh my god! It's like one of those body drawings. You know when couples cover themselves in paint and then they roll around in a sheet or a canvas? You know where this guy's been. You see just butt prints all over. I'm traumatized with this post. Yeah. I'll leave an embarrassment, yeah. It's you, it's not me. You are the asshole for making me read this and question my faith in humanity. Not the asshole though. Get a new roommate, hire a biohazard team to come in, set the place on fire and report a complaint to the Geneva Convention. Yeah, I don't think there's anyone who can look at this and not think they're the asshole. That the roommate is the asshole. Feel embarrassment of that. Similar post the other day and I'm still gagging over it. Yeah, all right, yep. Oh, God. All right, shady past. There's a lot of A lot of acronyms just on this one. Am I the asshole for exposing my future brother-in-law's shady past to my family? I'm 37 female, and I come from a close-knit family. I have 2 younger siblings, 28 male and 27 female. And my sister recently got engaged to future brother-in-law, 23 male. Whoa, that is young. After dating him for around a year. Okay. We all know him well, and I have always gotten along with him. He comes from a rough background, but he has always been very polite and charming. He doesn't talk about his own family or about his upbringing. My sister said it's a painful topic for him, so no one ever pushed. That's fair. There was recently a family event in which future brother-in-law attended. He was quiet during the day. He is normally high energy and sociable, then disappeared for a while. When I went outside for some fresh air, I bumped into him. He was emotional and said it was a hard day for him due to negative associations. He ended up offloading some quite shocking things from his past, including that he has a history of very serious drug use, including needles, and that he has done sex work and porn, men and women. I felt for him at the time because he was so upset, literally crying on my shoulder, but afterwards I felt more and more uncomfortable. I still feel bad for him since he clearly regrets it, but it's very shocking to find out he has that kind of history, and it does make me feel differently about him. Uh-oh, bigotry alert. Obviously, I told my husband and future brother-in-law... Well, I told my husband... told me because I didn't feel comfortable keeping it to myself. I also told my sister because I didn't know how honest he had been with her, and it could impact on her decision to marry him. She was angry and said she was fully aware, and it doesn't make her think less of him. Go, sister. I know others might disagree, but I decided if my sister and future brother-in-law weren't going to bring it up, then it was my responsibility to make sure my family had the information they needed to make an informed choice about what kind of relationship they have with him. Oh. Yeah, I can see where you fall off from. My parents agreed that it was the right thing to do, and we're grateful. My brother said he could see my point, but didn't think it was my responsibility to share that information. My brother's wife thought I was out of line. Yeah. Yeah. Yes! When my sister found out I told our family about future brother-in-law's sketchy past, she was very angry. Yes. She is now refusing to speak to me altogether because apparently this has affected future brother-in-law quite badly. They are no longer engaged because he thinks he's not good enough for her, and no one in my family has seen him since all of this happened. Obviously, that wasn't my intention, and no one said he isn't good enough. Hell is full of good intentions. Full of good intentions. I think it's naive to pretend that you see someone exactly the same way after finding out they're an addict. Whether you like it or not, there are risks that come with that lifestyle, and relapses are common. That's not your problem. She's not even the one fucking the guy. What is your problem? I'm concerned that my sister will get hurt. Oh my god! And I don't think it's unreasonable for my family to have access to the same information I do, especially when they're inviting them to their homes and their children around. Oh no! This is a MAGA. This is a MAGA person. This is a person that it's voting for people who are forbidding drag shows because they say they're more dangerous than guns. So you're saying, oh my god, this is so bad. Oh my god, this is so bad. Hi, Ryush. I'm doing great. Thank you so much for asking. How are you, sweetheart? There's so much wrong. I haven't read a really bigoted post like this in so long. I'm actually having a moment. I can't tell who's grosser, the guy who doesn't wipe his butt, or this woman. I think the guy who doesn't wipe his butt is a better person than this person. Because this is one of those people that shields themselves in the coat of like, oh, I'm doing something for the common good, for the greater good. I'm trying to protect the family and good intentions, but then is actually a disgusting human being. This person destroys more people's lives than the other guy's crusty butthole. He just destroys sheets and noses. You suck. Oh, wait. Let me just... You didn't even... Oh my god. You smell something else going on. Oh lord. OP is without a doubt a colossal asshole. First of all, future brother-in-law's past is in his past. Second of all, drug addiction is a mental illness. And kudos for him for getting through it. Exactly. Furthermore, who gives a fuck if he did sex work? His body's his choice. OP had absolutely no right to spill something about future brother-in-law said in confidence. And I really feel for the guy because OP's sister said it was a touchy subject. Oh my god, I know. Be civil. You suck! Fucking Karens, dude. Fucking Karens. Would you like someone to tell your parents your secrets without your permission? No. But I'm sure she thinks her secrets are really, you know, innocent. They had nothing to do with like harming children from being a drug addict and stuff like that. Oh, welcome, my darling. Oh, welcome to the coven, sweetheart. Thank you. I appreciate it. Answer it anywhere. Do you have OP's response to any comments? How do you see that, guys? Oh, I like a long post. Let's see a long post. Such an asshole. As a formerly drug addict felon, the only way I have learned to survive is by outing myself because of the bullshit this bitch pulled right here. If I own it, at least people cannot hold it against me. However, it is so painful to have to walk people through my past. My kid died in a horrific manner and I started abusing pills. But that is not the end of my story. No, it is the end of this man's. He is not always going to be who he was and deserves to be seen for the person he is and not for his reaction to trauma. I start law school next fall at one of the top 20 law schools in the nation. This summer, I will graduate with a 4.0 in honors, #1 in my class. All of this from a former criminal and drug addict. The way people punish each other for the choices they make during painful times and that they could not even fathom is disgusting. I have said this before and I will say it again. If I didn't develop a drug addiction, I would be dead. If I didn't stop doing drugs, I would be dead. But I survived and that is what is important. OP, stop judging people who have survived situations you could not possibly dream of experiencing. You further traumatized this man in his hour of need. He reached out to you, he shared with you, and you proved them that people are as shitty as he probably assumes. You should be ashamed of yourself. Oh yeah. How do you see if they replied? Oh, there? I just clicked there? If this is porn, I swear to God, Luca. Okay. Inconsidering your side? Are you insane? By expecting more balance in the responses, I find it hard to imagine none of these commenters would have any issue with a future family member being a recent IV heroin user and adult performer. My fucking husband is an adult performer! For those of you who don't know, because I think it's one of the coolest things in my family is that my partner is an erotica writer. In theory, a pornographer. So sex work is in the family. And I think it's one of the coolest things that we are so chill about it. And my family, with all their flaws, are really chill about it. And whoever met my fucking family knows just how righteous looking they are, even though they're all insane. So, my pornographer. So sometimes I'm telling my friends like, oh, sorry, I can't hang out. I'm reading porn. And my friends are like, yeah, I already know because I proofread and edit my partner's work because I'm a professional editor. I do that for a living. So of course I'm gonna help out. So when I tell people like, oh, I'm reading porn, my friends used to think it was weird, but now they're just like, oh yeah, all right, I'll see you later then. I'm not saying he's an evil person or that he doesn't deserve respect, but that lifestyle does not have pleasant connotations for many reasons. It doesn't have to. It's not even your fucking life. Yes, I feel bad for hurting and for upsetting my sister, but I found it extremely difficult to just pretend I didn't know. Oh my god. Fucking hell. This person thinks they're the main character. The fucking audacity. Harry Potter and the audacity of this bitch. Oh, there's more. I would be extremely surprised if the breakup is permanent. And if it is, then perhaps the relationship wasn't going to work out anyway. I think he broke off the engagement because he was embarrassed and upset in the moment. And I know it's my fault he felt that way. However, certainly will change his mind when he calms down. Oh my goodness. This person has serious delusions. Did you type anything else, you bastard? This person is a psychopath. Not a psychopath, let me correct, a sociopath. Because there is a special place in hell if hell exists for people like this. These people destroy family lives and they'll pat themselves in the back saying that they're misunderstood, that they're doing the best for the family. They're the ones that know better. And you know a lot why? Look at the age gap between siblings. This person thinks they know better because they lived longer. They think they're entitled to this. And because the parents agreed that it was the right thing to do and were grateful, it's because she's closer to fucking boomers than she is to fucking nice people. Her parents probably taught her this misguided way of treating humans. And they thought that it was interesting to know. Oh my god. To avoid having vindictive acts, so like in-laws. Exactly. Exactly, like maybe he doesn't want to be in a family that thinks that his past is that big of an impact. Holy shit, dude. Holy shit. Bless you, babe. Today's been like, wow. Jesus. Like, last Thursday when we did Am I the Asshole? Like, we did not have posts nearly this good. One way up to exactly. Cause a relapse. This person has gone through things we don't want to imagine. Just power through it. Did their best. And now they're having to deal with this person. Ifan, how you doing, my love? I hope you're having a fantastic day. How are you? Thank you so much for sharing your community with me. What were you guys up to? What were you streaming, my love? Hi, Walster. Hi, Fun. How you doing? Let's find ourselves a new topic. All right, let's see the bullying one. Because nothing better than seeing parents bullying their children, right? Ah, you're doing good. That's great, my love. I'm glad you're doing good. We're here hanging out. Shady past wording is ridiculous too. It's like he's a fucking pedophile. It's so stupid. Oh my god. I have to protect the children, lest they know people do sex work and have done drugs. He is a corrupting presence. The force is disturbed. Ah, on your school project, the 1v1. Oh, that's right. And how's the progress going? Is it going well, babe? I hope so. I don't know if you guys can actually read this properly. I'm gonna increase the font size again. Font size, well, the window size. Should be a little better for you. Watch more porn than OP, probably. Am I the asshole for taking away my insecure daughter's makeup and fashion? Insecure daughters, fashionable clothing for bullying her stepsister. I, 35 female, have a daughter, Jessica, 15 female, and 2 years ago I married Joe, 47 male. Oh. Who has a daughter, Bella, 15. Joe and Jessica have always gotten along very well, and I presume Jessica and Bella would also bond as they are the same age, and Jessica always wanted a sister and thought they did get along. They're teenagers. No one gets along with teenagers. Not even teenagers get along with themselves. At home, they were always nice to each other and shared stuff. Seemed to have fun. Recently, I got a call from their school stating that Bella was crying in the office. Before I could ask her why, they told me that Jessica was bullying her for being ugly and unfashionable. Bella does have a bit of an alternative style, but I think it's creative and unique and not an excuse to bully her. I was absolutely horrified at this. When I was a child, I was also bullied for things like that, and I have always raised Jessica to be kind and empathetic. I picked Bella up from school early and took her out for ice cream and let her talk if she wanted to, and she confessed she didn't say anything because she wanted Jessica to like her and she didn't want to cause any problems. Since her mom died, she hasn't seen her dad so happy. I then continued to tell her I wouldn't tell Jessica that she told me, but tell her the school did to possibly mend their relationship, and that she can always talk to me whenever, as although I will never replace her mom, I want to be there for her no matter what. When Jessica came home, I told her that her behavior is extremely unkind and asked her why she did it, and then she then continued to say that she's right and that Bella dresses like a freak and looks like a hideous rat, and that her friends were teasing her for having to live with her. I then told her that I would be taking away her phone for a week and that she has to apologize to Bella. She then proceeded to say more nasty things about Bella, which then made me snap. I told her I would take away all her makeup except her skincare prescribed by her dermatologist and most of her new clothes that I bought for her last week. When she then started crying, which made me feel bad, but I didn't relent. One of her main interests is makeup and fashion, and she wants to be a styler when she grows up. But since she is bullying her stepsister for a related thing, I thought it would be appropriate until she learns how to show kindness to others. I have offered to set up therapy or try to discuss it, but she screams I'm ruining her life every time I'm near her. Bella appreciates my effort, and before anyone asks why Joe is not involved, it is because he goes on a lot of business trips, so he's currently away, and I am a stay-at-home mom. This is like watching the Portuguese, writing Nobel Prize winner. Good Jesus. Very minimum projects included 5 character classes. Oh, that's nice though. Oh, she didn't take away the prescribed face thing from the dermatologist. So, if there's anything I learned about children in my voyage to become a mother in the next few years and reading about gentle parenting, is that kids learn how to treat others very young. It's not that friends do not impact how you treat others as well, especially when you're a teenager because you want to please this clique you got. But like, I always raised her to be kind, and this girl is literally being really unkind to, it's not just the friends. It has to stem from something else. This girl is shaming another girl. This gives me some sense that something happened when she was young that she thinks this is more or less acceptable. So adults don't really measure their words when they comment on other adults saying like, oh, what a fat bastard. Oh, look at her hair. That's so ugly. That's so unflattering. Oh, look at that muffin top or that camel toe or whatever. Like, we don't usually remember that our words are really powerful. And when kids observe that we are shading other humans around us and criticizing them for their physical appearances and stuff, not only do they interiorize that that's okay to make physical comments over other human beings, they then go on and share it because kids cannot restrain themselves. Kids do not restrain themselves. There's no way you're going to tell a secret to your kid and they're not going to tell every one of their buddies, right? When you're 15, you're a people pleaser. But only some people pleaser. This girl is probably trying to fit into a group. And that's what they're doing. They're shit-talking people because basically the adults in their life failed to tell them like this is not how we relate to people. They absorb that this is the environment that people foster in. Bullying is a whole thing. And everyone's completely different, tries to fit in their group. Exactly. But like, I got bullied and I never bullied anyone. It was just not something that I did. I was the alternative chick, and I was also a very popular chick in school. But before I got to the status where I was popular, for different reasons, I played a lot of games, and I was athletic until I had arthritis. So before I became the popular chick, I was bullied because I was in a private school and I had old clothes because my family was really struggling at that point in our lives. I was bullied for being poor. And what was actually really nice is that because I had been in that private school since I was 3 years old, all my class was still the same 3-year-olds I had met. So we had a same class for 14 years almost, or 10 years, 11 years, you know? So we were really good friends. And my parents always told me that, like, when people do stuff like, when they comment on your appearance or your clothing or something like that, if they're not interested in your personality, then there's something on them. My parents always told me, how people talk to you and react to you is on them. How you talk to people and react to people's on you. And you can't control what people do to you. But you can control what you do to other people. So I knew I didn't want to be a bully because I felt it. And none of my classmates were actual bullies. We fucked around with each other, but it was never like in a mean place. Nobody ever made physical remarks. Yes, I had an overweight classmate, but nobody was nailing on him in our class for him being overweight. And it got to a point where there was another class kid that was bullying our overweight friend, and we all just stood up for him. But I was very blessed to actually have a class that was like that. And then I changed schools. Now I was popular because I was the alternative chick. And that's when I first got like, oh, this is what's like having social power, how they call it, right? And I still did not bully anyone because, like, what's the point? Just be nice to people. People wanted to hang out with me because I played a lot of MMOs and I played a lot of games, and it was nice. I had friends of mine who were popular because they were absolutely gorgeous humans. And I had friends of mine who were popular because they were stoners. Like, I grew up with very different circles, I suppose. But you need the foundations of your wrongs and rights to be there in the first place, right? You need to have the fundamentals from your parents. You have to have parents that by default do not make physical remarks about other humans and stuff like that. And like, it's a child of divorce. It's a 15-year-old. 15-year-olds, the brain is shit. Like, 15-year-olds are 99% hormones and 1% anger. And if the 1% anger wins over the 99% hormones, it's just anger everywhere. You're so overwhelmed by your new emotions and everything that's happening to you that, like, it's hard to process. I don't think anything excuses bullying. By far. I think, obviously, who was it? Jessica obviously cannot do this to another human. Stepsister or not, you can't do that to other humans. And needs to be talked to and needs to be taken to therapy. You're the fucking adult. If your daughter needs therapy and you're not taking your daughter to therapy because she doesn't want to, like, who's paying the bills? Like, who's in charge here? Is she the adult here? Like, since when do 15-year-olds know what's best for them? You just tell your kid, like, look, I understand your frustration. I understand that, like, you feel this way about your stepsister or Bella. But this is not how we treat humans in this house, and we're gonna sort this out. And I'm gonna go with you to this person so we can discuss why you feel the need to put this human down. That's how you deal with it. That's how you fucking deal with it. But you don't, like, shame your daughter into submission, because that's just another kind of bullying. It's another kind of bullying, and that does not work well. Let me read your chat, guys. I went from being a nice kid to a complete asshole, back to being a nice person again, mostly due to your choice of friends. Friends matter a lot when you're a teenager. That's why you need a good foundation for people to tell you, for you to have an inkling, like, this is not right, you know? You have a personal story that can kind of relate to the daughter in this scenario. When I was younger, about 10, 11, I had a best friend who I loved spending time with. Problem was, I was being ridiculed all the time for just being friends with this girl. So I distanced myself from her. This would end up being one of my biggest regrets to date. And I hate the person I became just to get these assholes off my back and fit in. I will never forget my former self, but peer pressure is a bitch. It is. Because all you want as a teenager, when you're forming your personality, when you're trying to find your place in the world, all you want to do is fit in. It sucks feeling like an outsider. It sucks. It sucks. I think everyone's the asshole here. I don't think shaming your daughter like that, like, basically she's saying, I'm gonna remove your makeup so you can get ugly. That's not directly what she's saying, but that's more or less the thing behind it. You're removing the makeup out of someone who is clearly preoccupied with their image. So they're saying like, you know, you're going to be ugly as well and see how that goes. You're going to wear not, you know, your new nice clothes. You're going to just wear your old clothes. So indirectly, you're basically telling your daughter that I'm going to make you just as ugly and unfashionable as your stepsister. And that's never a good message, because a message based on shame never sticks. It just makes resentment. So look, you talk to your kid. There's something going on. She picked these friends, and these friends might be the cause, or maybe she's acting out, but you take your kid to a therapist. You talk to them. You say like, yeah, you don't say something like, I don't care what you think. Like, but the fact is, you are the adult. Where is she getting this language from? And if it's not from the house, then you need to take her to someone who specializes in talking to teenagers to talk to them. Therapy would work in the sense like, therapy is not like, oh, you have a mental illness and you talk about it, right? Therapists can do a lot of healing by just realizing, being a person that they don't know that they can talk to and get perspective from. And teenagers, obviously, they don't like talking to anyone in particular. They like hearing the sound of their own voices. They hate everything and everyone. That's fine. But therapy and a good talk can actually help her teenager express why she feels the need that this is happening. Because humans are not often born this cruel. This is an environmental thing. So if this person thinks I raised a kind human and my kind human is no longer kind, environmental. So remove them from the environment, as in take them to someone else and talk to them if she wanted to go to therapy. Teenagers, as a minor, they say they won't want to go. Most people don't want to go to therapy, even people who desperately need it as adults. But you can't force an adult not to go. As an adult, take your kid and take it. Doesn't matter. Sure, but in this case, she doesn't have a mental illness. She needs someone to give her perspective as to why this behavior is like this. It's like couples therapy and stuff like that. Sure, it won't work if you're not fully into it, but maybe she'll find out that something with a therapist. If maybe she talks to someone like that and someone can find the right words to put it, like I understand your frustration with your sister's exterior, right? But why would you say those things to her, like, you know? And maybe she'll open up and say like, oh, because she's such a freak, and like, oh, because Bethany A and Fernanda whatever said this and stuff like that, because this clearly seems peer pressure. And then you have more complicated choices. But like, even in their anger, they might snap and say something that it's truly bothering them, that they have not been able to do it for a week as punishment. I don't think she can survive the smell, dude. I don't think she can. But yeah, I think this is the wrong approach to deal with it. Her daughter is clearly going through something. Let's not forget, like, it's a kid. These are kids. These are minors. These are humans who still have 15 more years roughly to a fully developed brain. Means they are susceptible to change. They're susceptible to everything around them. You have to understand now why your kid is doing this. Why? Right? Maybe she's suffering with the joining of the houses. Maybe the new presence of a new sister is giving her a lot of social anxiety that she doesn't know how to manifest. Whatever it is, communication is always the key. Because else you keep punishing your kid like this, you keep shaming them, and they are only going to grow more resentful, not of you, not just of you in this case, but more of the sister as well. Right intent, wrong and damaging approach. Exactly. It's going to backfire towards the Bella person who seems nice, and your kid might still be the nice kid you raised. They might have wrong friends, but you need to give your kid the tools to have critical thinking and realize what their new friends are doing. Because I could tell when my friends were being assholes. And I could tell when people were bullying me that they were the ones in the wrong. It still hurt me tremendously. I still have trauma. I still am in the shower sometimes and think about the times I got bullied and called poor and saying that I was living off the streets and saying like that. I was 8. I remember it. I'm 30. So bullying is horribly damaging, but something is going on with this teenager to be like this. So if your kid was not like this and is being like this, what changed in their life? The friends, sure, but also this. Introduction and meshing families can be highly traumatic for kids. And it doesn't even mean that they hate the people, it's just they don't know how to deal with it. Obviously, I expect everybody to say she's not the asshole and to shit on the kid. Yeah. Exactly. This is unfortunately truth. Like kids will try to always displease their parents if they don't have a good relationship with them, which is challenge authority. Or maybe you have a good relationship with your parents, you're just feeling like a butthole because you're angry about the world. But yeah. Exactly. Is rarely being taught in school. That's why you have to teach it as a parent. My parents taught me some critical thinking, which is where I realized at 8 years old, what they always reinforced. How others treat you is on them. How you treat others on you. And they taught me that very young and repeated it. And that was the little bit of critical thinking I had. I wish my parents had taught me more critical thinking. Because you can question authority with respect, without being disrespectful. You questioning authority and people calling you ill-mannered or rude, that's stupid. You should always question authority. Always. Doesn't mean you have to be an asshole. You can question anything without being an asshole. And I wish my parents had taught me this very young, because every time I question authority, whether it was my parents or my teachers, for something I perceived that was wrong, they made it seem like I was insane and insanely rude. And that is gaslighting. If you don't like to be questioned, that's one thing. But saying that I'm rude for questioning it, it's not the same thing, guys. Not the same thing. Because you don't have much control of your kids, especially not teens. That is true. So one of the things that gentle parenting really enforces, which is what I want to be, I want to break the chain of violence in my family. My family is a classical Portuguese family. Everybody got hit a lot and yelled a lot and shamed a lot and cursed at a lot. I don't want to do that anymore. And only the future will tell if I'm going to succeed at it or not. I am really hoping I will. But basically, it's just like, you want to be the safe haven to your kids because they're going to become teenagers and adults. You want to be able to never overreact to whatever your kids tell you. Because if you overreact because they spilled water or broke a vase or whatever they broke, they're not going to feel comfortable when they actually really fuck up. They're not going to tell you. You know, like, you want to be the safe haven for your kids. It doesn't mean that what they did is not, you know, going to be punished somehow. But punishment, you know, and discipline are different things. Like, you can say like, oh, okay, you broke the vase. All right, then you can help me clean up, okay? Why did you break the vase? Was it an accident? Like, more often than not, we get mad at kids for accidents. We expect kids to be more emotionally mature than actual adults. I lose my shit all the time with petty things in my life, and I expect a 2-year-old not to throw a tantrum. Like, what kind of mental person am I? Like, humans don't have fully developed brains until they're 28, roughly. So just look at yourself in the mirror. Look at all the things you fucked up and people had high expectations of you. And just think like, how unfair was it? And you feel like you're lost and you don't have anyone to talk to, right? You should always be a safe place and safety net. Else don't have kids. You have to be the person for them. Safety net and safe place. Always. I want to know that if I fuck up really badly, my parents are going to be there to help me through it and guide me. Whether it's me ending up in jail because I did the right thing and did something really wrong and have to fess up. Or whether it's because I have debt, or whether it's because I hurt myself. I want to be able to tell them, I did this and I feel really badly. This went really wrong. Please help me. The ways you can help your kid doesn't mean that they're not accountable for it, but you should always be the person who's there to help them. Else don't have kids. You're not forced to breed. All right? Like, we have plenty of people in the community that actively say they don't want children. But when you have children, you put a human in the world that has basically no one else other than you. Their relationships will develop, but if your kid can never amount to anything, it's still your kid. That's my perspective, because no one else put this human in the world. This thing where, they're 18, they're adults, kick them out and let them face the world. No, dude, you put your kid in the world. Like, provide as much support as you can, because they wouldn't be in this situation without you. So, that's why I was saying, like, you need to have an inkling to be a parent. You can't just shit out kids because it's the social norm. You really should have it as a calling. Ugh. Anyone can learn to think critically at every point in life. Obviously, it's easier when you're a kid, but it's a skill just like any other. I think so too. And a lot is just realizing that we don't know everything, and we're always learning. Klaus is just jumping in. And understanding that at some point in life, you're going to say something bigoted, and that's okay. You said something bigoted or, ridiculous. As long as you can look back and realize, you know what? I've been doing better now. I can do better. People can change in a positive fashion. I remember seeing this article about this black gentleman who turned 80-something members of the Ku Klux Klan or Ku Klux Klan or Cuckoo Klan blah, 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 into friends. And he said, I could have chosen violence. I chose to befriend them. So imagine this black guy going to Ku Klux Klan members and befriending them, knowing they hate him. They hate him so much. They hate the color of his skin so much, they made a club about it. And they changed their minds. And because once you associate and you have, reality impact you like that, it's mind blowing. And you realize, you know what, I was wrong. And that's one of the greatest growth things you will ever have, is acknowledging that you're going to be wrong and you're going to learn from it. And sometimes you will have said things that were really hurtful to people you love and to strangers. And owning up to it and knowing that you weren't in your best light there is not being weak, it's really strong. Because, you gotta forgive yourself at some point. You gotta do right by others. Harsh parenting only leads to insecure kids. Hello. That child is gonna grow up emotionally reclusive, and you're gonna wonder why that kid doesn't visit you in the nursing home. Plus, I was brought up by strict parenting with some liberal moments to it. And I have crippling anxiety. I have self-doubt and self-esteem issues. My dad paid me a compliment yesterday, and even my partner was like, oh my God, your dad never pays anyone a compliment. Like, do you know how sad that is? That my own dad does not feel comfortable paying compliments to their own kids? Stop destroying mommy's chair, please. Love you. You smell. Oy. A safe place for you to have me when you need it, but I have never once been my safety net, and this has made me an independent, responsible person, and I love them every day for it. Older me, she lived with my parents longer before their divorce, and they've always been a safety net for her, and now she's 23. She still relies on my parents financially whenever anything goes wrong. Babe, but she's 23, dude. I'm 30. And I lived with my parents for much longer, because it doesn't matter how much you need or how less you need. People are going to be different. My sister lived in a completely different age. She's 8 years older than me. She did not catch the crisis. She was able to buy her house without issues. She got a job as soon as she wanted it. And she got her shit together really fast. I got immediate collapse of the Portuguese economy. I haven't been able to buy a house because the prices skyrocketed, not 10, not 20, but 107% in the last 5 years. 107%. I have a stable job, thankfully, but I actually work 4 jobs just to save enough with my partner to get a house, which we still don't have. I've been wanting to have kids for the last 2 years. I've been postponing that decision because they cost a god amount. I'm just saying, being a safety net in a safe place is not correlated. You should hug your kids, kiss them as much as you want, and tell them you'll be there for absolutely everything. And you will come out an independent adult. People think, oh, you coddle them too much, they will never let go. Not related. An independent child is a child that knows that if they fuck up, their parents are gonna be there. Their parents are gonna love them regardless of what they do. That's a sense of freedom that I don't have. I walk on eggshells and I am a people pleaser because I'm always trying to get validation. A child that grows up with the validation, with the love, with the force that says like, I'm gonna be there, I'm gonna be your number one cheerleader, and they're your parents. It's a child that is not afraid of falling and getting back up, you know? Fixing their problem. No. It means that you're gonna give them the tools to fix it. And sometimes it's okay to fix things for them. It's the parent's job. Yeah. There's a difference between spoiling and safety net. And just like, a safety net means that you're gonna help them figure it out. And you know, in a worst case scenario, you pay for it. You will financially help them. They are your kids. You put them out there. In the end, if you're 99 and your kid is living with you, you're still doing what your parents should be doing. You might not like it, and you might say like, wow, in all these 70 years of life, you did not manage to get your shit together. Yeah, maybe you didn't take a good opportunity or just didn't have good opportunities. But if you're 99 and your kid lives with you, you're still doing what parents should be doing, protecting your child. Not ideal, but once you put them out, you can't put them in. Taking them out is also illegal. No, I understand what you're saying. It's just that I don't have an issue with parents being a safety net, because if someone should be a safety net for you, is your parents. As in, you fuck up to the point like you have debt, your parents should, in the beginning, obviously say like, look, all right, you fucked up, that's fine. How can we sort this? And give you financial advice. But if the push comes to shove that they will enter, let's say, with a sum of money to help you, that's parents being parents. If anyone's gonna bail you out, hopefully it's your parents and not a loan shark, you know? You know what I mean? You wanna know how crazy housing prices are? We saved X, it doesn't matter how much, over 3 years. The house we wanted to buy increased 2 times in price in the same time frame. We're actually not lying. So we didn't save any money effectively. And that's why, as I said earlier, I'm a bit biased against landlords. Housing is insane right now. Yeah. And like my sister, 8 years older, did not have to go through anything that I'm going through right now, has 4 kids. I wish I was in that position, but I'm not. And it's so stupid because she was born in a completely distinct moment for our country. She managed to get this window where everything went right. And when I reached the maturity to want the same things, couldn't do it. They're wanting 900 euros for a basement 0-bedroom apartment, so a studio apartment that is 25 square meters in Lisbon. A basement. It has 1 window. I checked it the other day. I couldn't even believe it. So that's just how my market works. And have your parents as a safety net. To me, safety net is someone you can rely on and lean on in times of need. I don't think your sister over relies on your parents and is related. Yeah. I think, funnily enough, it's like Sims, right? Sometimes you let's say you have a baby in Sims, you get one baby that is calm and one baby that is needy. Some people are always gonna need more help than others, right? And it doesn't mean the parents failed. It just means that like some genetics are completely different. The environment of the year they were born in, how your parents softened or hardened through the years impacts their upbringing. And yeah, you know, my sister always thought that I over relied on my parents, and I had to constantly argue like, no, you were born in a completely different age. When you reached maturity, everything you wanted, you reached, you grabbed. When I went to reach, the goalpost kept moving away from me and I kept reaching. It's like a whole chase. So it's like, you can't compare the same situations because times change so dramatically in the 8 years of adulthood that we have between us, basically. It's so sad. Is ever with anything and isn't able to do anything for herself. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, yeah, coddling is not necessarily an issue, but what a lot of parents do is helicopter parenting. And that's different from what what I do or want to do or read about, which is gentle parenting. Gentle parenting is basically another form of authoritative parenting, but basically it's based on learning discipline without the focus so much on punishment. Punishment, you don't need discipline to have, you don't need punishment to have discipline. And it's a higher focus on communication. Like, I always thought that, like, my younger cousins that, I think Shimmy, they are twins, and my aunt and uncle basically didn't teach them much around the house, right? So by 9 years old, I knew how to fry myself a steak, an egg, and use a gas stove, right? They weren't taught these things until they were in their 20s. And I always thought that was such a miss. Like, you should teach your child with safety from a very young age how to use knives, how to use a gas stove, teach them how to use things appropriately. And not because you're going to suddenly make your baby a chef if they want to, or make them participate, but because, like, coddled in a bad reason is that one, where your baby or your child or your young adult child does not know how to do anything, right? Exactly. So, yeah, in that case, agreed perfectly. You should always teach your children how to fix mistakes, and you should be there helping them fix their mistakes if they ask for help. And if they completely fuck up and you have to step in, step the fuck in. Be the safety net, be the safe haven, be the safe everything. But this also stems from you teaching your kid how to sort their mistakes, critical thinking, questioning, and giving them the freedom to try and fail. And that's really important. Like, my dad taught me so much electrical stuff. I don't know it anymore, but I would sit for hours next to my dad fixing things, and he would tell me, like, oh, you use this and use that. This is the live wire. This is the earth connection that we had to turn for it. And then you put these and you turn off the thing, and then you see if it works. And if it doesn't, you call the electrician. So he'd always laugh, like, if you try it. If it doesn't work, you call a professional, which I always thought was funny. Like, oh, you break something? My parents would lose their absolute shit. Like, God, I hope not. I'm going to knock on wood and say, like, please, God, do not let me lose my shit just because my kids broke something. Kids are going to break shit. It's fine. It's fine. Just please don't let me lose my shit, because my parents made such a big deal out of shit that was broken that it made it seem like they loved the shit more than they love me. It's always an accident with kids. They don't mean to. So remove things from their reach, because they don't have the motor coordination sometimes to be as gentle as they want to be. So just treasure the right things about your babies, Treasure the right things about your babies. Explaining your riddle? Oh, that was good. Oh. Okay, we already know this one. A less intimidating obstetrician. Uh-oh, smells like a small PP problem here. It's also about teaching your kids that it's okay to make mistakes. Yeah, you're giving your kids a toxic relationship with making mistakes. You shouldn't have motivated your child to do something out of fear. If your kids are terrified of you and your reactions, they're not going to tell you shit. Talking from experience. But humans who are motivated by fear tend to be the most conniving, sneaky, and, overall stunted humans. They will find ways for you not to find out, and you do not want them to hide shit from you. Don't get me wrong, kids will always find a way to hide shit from you, right? But you want them to hide the tiny shit and know that the big ones, those are for you. Those are for you to deal with. You're gonna be there supporting them, and and taking deep breaths not to lose your absolute marbles. Another good thing to model for your kids, if you ever have them, guys, or you have children in your care or have small family members, even if their parents don't, if you're annoyed at something and they can see you're visibly annoyed and you feel visibly annoyed, you should make it obvious that you're trying to calm down, you can say like, this is making me upset, so I'm gonna calm down now. So I do this with my nephews, and now they know. They take deep breaths, and I go like, and I take a deep breath in front of them, and it's very theatrical in a way, even though deep breaths always help. But like, them seeing an adult controlling their emotions and trying to regulate their emotions speaks volumes to them. They go like, so adults also feel this emotion, like being upset. They can understand upsetness. So when you model like, I'm upset, but I am dealing with my emotions right now, and you take deep breaths and stuff like that, when they're upset, you'll be surprised that they actually start doing it. They emulate what you do because, oh, it worked for them and I want to be like them, so I'm gonna. You can even make it an exercise. You don't have to have kids, but if you know, family kids and stuff like that, and you see them getting frustrated, you can suggest like, do you want to calm down with me? And then you do the. Don't have to, obviously. You can just leave it to their parents, but a lot of people just don't know how to deal with their emotions, me included. And I just want to give my kids better tools, and my nephews as well, better tools to calm their bodies when they're feeling stressed. Am I the asshole for wanting my pregnant wife to see a less intimidating obstetrician? I knew the guy had a dick before he said the guy had a dick. Because who else could be an intimidating obstetrician? It's a pee-pee thing. My 29 male wife, 26 female, is pregnant, is pregante. And as such, we've been seeing an obstetrician, 41 male. He's a really imposing guy, both physically very tall and fit, and in terms of personality. He has had a really hostile and condescendent attitude towards me since we first met for apparently no reason. The first time we were there, my wife was carrying a big purse, and as soon as we went inside, he started questioning me for not carrying it myself and let my pregnant wife do that effort. Suddenly pregnant women are sick. Obstetrician already losing some credibility there. I was surprised by that and don't like confrontation, so I just took the purse myself and apologized to my wife. The issue is that things have only gotten worse since then. Whenever he has to explain medical things to me, he talks in a really belittling way as if I was a little kid. He acts frustrated and derisive anytime I ask something, making me feel like an idiot. He does not talk like that to my wife, and she explained that it is because of her being a nurse and the doctor then knowing she is more knowledgeable than me with that kind of medical stuff. He also calls me by my last name, but not in a respectful manner, just in a weird and cold way, while calling my wife Lily. My wife seems to really like him. He always gives her compliments about how she looks and congratulates her for being so great at everything related to the pregnancy. I told my wife I wanted us to leave him and go to a different doctor, but she's refusing. She says that changing would be stressful to her and that she doesn't have any problem with him. She argues that how she feels should be the only thing that matters because she is the pregnant one, but I think that's a little unfair. We have been in conflict about this, and it is even harder than a normal argument because the pregnancy makes her so emotional and irrational. Oh, red flag. Irrational. All right, emotional, yes. Don't say your wife is irrational. Oh. Going well. OP, don't make yourself an asshole for belittling your wife's feelings. So, I thought this was a small dick issue, but this seems like this obstetrician is a really toxic person. And I think he kind of wants to fuck his wife. Oh my god. Like, I was ready to say, dude, get it out of your ass. Like, I think this guy wants to fuck his wife and is making this alpha thing over this beta guy and making him feel bad for everything that he knows and doesn't know and doesn't do and do. No physician. This is not professional whatsoever. Holy shit. Oh, okay. I was on board with OP being the asshole, but reading this story, I know exactly the type of person this doctor is, and legit, they are the worst. This is a micro gaslighting thing people do, and I'm surprised his wife doesn't see right through it. Because he wants the boner. Why would you do that to someone you want to bone? Want to fuck the wife, just gets off in power play. Maybe he has a massive, like, boner every time he sees this guy because he wants to alpha on him. And maybe the wife doesn't see it because she is in the medical field and thus, you know, gets some power play in herself. Maybe she feels nice that she doesn't have to hear the baby conversion talk to layman. But the problem is that she married a layman in terms of medical terms. So, like, I would see massive issues with this. The only thing I will say, though, I don't think the OP is an asshole. But I do think it's really hard to change the obstetricians depending on how far along you are. Because it's hard to change obstetricians. Because usually your obstetrician is going to be the one birthing your kid. Not always, but most times. At least here in Portugal. If you guys have it different in your countries and know of different things, you can tell me. Yeah, so he doesn't discuss how he brought it up. And I really dislike the fact that he says she's irrational because, dude, that is super petty and shit. Like, don't be immature. But if this is more or less how that doctor effectively communicates, you're not the asshole, but you have communication issues. Guys, we need a counter for every single time am I the asshole is fucking communication issues. Because, like, we go over this every single post. Everything can be fucking discussed better. Like, humans are crippled when it comes to communication. You know, like, this is the problem. That's why I said emotional and irrational. She will be emotional, yeah. A lot of hormones are going on. It's still not a nice thing to say that your partner is emotional because it dismerits her sufferings and her opinions by saying, like, because she has a lot of hormones that her opinion is less valid. So I think this is where he fucked up for Reddit. No, this guy does not, it does not look like this doctor has a sense of humor. I've met doctors like this. I think most of these people want to bone the obstetrician as well. Yep. About the irrational part, like you said. Yeah. So this guy definitely wants to be more in power, and dismissing his wife's opinion on the pregnancy is a red flag. But what he described, let's say we cannot, you know, make assumptions. So we can only go with what we were given. So from the information we were given, if he's saying, if the doctor is closely to what he's saying, that is a massive asshole. And I usually agree that yes, it's your body, your choice. And obviously obstetricians are important. Like I said, it's really hard to change your obstetrician. But I can see, like, if they want to have a second child, not going to the same obstetrician. So power it through because you don't want to cause unnecessary stress to your partner who is indeed carrying a child. And that's not because she's emotionally irrational. It's because, like, there's no need for that fretting. If she's comfortable with the guy, let the guy go spelunking and get the kid out. All right? Fine. Next time you're pregnant, if you are indeed pregnant in the future, just go for a different obstetrician. Have a more calm conversation with her that's saying, like, yeah, stand up for yourself. Like, your wife is not ill. Why can't she carry her own bag? This is sexism. This idea that, like, fucking pregnant women are these ill creatures that are fragile as shit. It's like, I've seen my sister pregnant 4 times being an absolute animal. She was tough as shit. And she said, like, people think, like, oh my God, the pregnancy and stuff like that. And she said, like, a lot of pregnant women do go and have conditions that affect them, that make them more prone to need to be on bed rest and stuff like that. But, like, then yeah, then take care of your wife like that. But, like, if I'm pregnant and I'm feeling okay, I'm gonna carry my own bag. I'm not gonna be mad at my husband for not carrying my bag, because this is something I tell Ree, and Ree gets really upset sometimes, but for not the reasons you think. I ask for stuff. Sometimes Marie goes, yeah, but you don't do this for me. And I'm like, but you don't ask. And like, then we have a communication issues where Ree thinks Ree shouldn't have to ask for something like food related, like, oh, you didn't make me a coffee before you turned off the coffee machine, but I make you a latte. And I say, but I asked for my latte. So we have this disparity even in our couple thing. So if I want Ree to carry my bag, I will ask Ree to carry my bag. And the same way that I want Ree to tell me, like, do you need help? Tell me you need help or you want something from me. Tell me. And I will do it. But like, oh, welcome back, Maddox. I love Untitled Story, a curveball. Teaches an important lesson on how things aren't just black and white and you can't jump to conclusions without knowing the full story. Exactly. When the doctor explains something condescendingly, ask really obvious question in a passive-aggressive way. Is the vagina the baby hole, doc? I would. Oh my god, if we have a condescending doctor, we do that. Fist bump me. Yeah. We do that. Oh, I thought the baby came from the butt. Oh no. Like, yeah, like, if you have a really condescending doctor, ask stupid as shit questions in a very direct fashion. Just so they get the memo. Yeah, the topic is asshole doctors, insecure husbands. It's true. This is the subject. You have a husband that is insecure and a doctor that is an asshole. In this situation, like I said, communication is best. Right now might not be the good time to change your obstetrician because it's hard to change obstetrician midway through your pregnancy. Not impossible, just really hard. Power through it. Ask stupid questions to annoy your doctor. And next time you're pregnant, if you are pregnant, get a better obstetrician. Because when your wife is not pregnant and you don't need medical attention and stuff like that, you can talk to her and go like, babe, like, look, he makes me really uncomfortable. He makes me feel really stupid. And I want to be able to talk to a doctor without feeling embarrassment that I don't know everything. Because you're going to the doctor because you need help and you need knowledge and you need to power through something. So if your doctor is making you feel like shit, fuck that doctor, dude. Holy shit, they're not the only vagina checker in town. To an appointment carrying increasingly larger bags. Oh my god, yes! That's so good! Bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger bags. And coats. All the coats. Bring all her coats from home. Carry her bag, her coat. Grab 5 bags. 3 coats. If you can balance something on your head just for extra ridiculousness, go for it. Because some people only learn through being shown that they're ridiculous. They want to shame you for being a layman? Fucking hell. Not on my watch. The trick is not to insult them, exactly. Of the police hat. Scary Movie 3, I don't remember that. Is to show that you are laughing at their attempts of insulting you. Wait, I don't remember that. The hat of the policewoman in Scary Movie 3. I don't remember it. I've seen all of them, but I don't remember it. Oh my god. Even carry her in it. Yeah, carry your whole pregnant wife. Is this enough? Is my penis bigger now? Am I actually a man now? Check my Discord. Oh god. I don't put my work email because obviously, why not? Anxiety. Oh my goodness. Oh my, I would. I'll put it in browser. Yeah, I am gonna open it in browser. Give me a second. Yeah, Ray says just show up to the doctor's appointment like. Definitely. Oh yeah. You know, if he doesn't learn then he will learn now. Oh god. Swear to Jesus. Swear to Jesus. Oh no. Well, I think we reached a conclusion with this one. The conclusion is everybody's the asshole. Oh, I opened the wrong one. Ah. Husband a little bit for basically saying that his pregnant wife is irrational and emotional. And massive asshole doctor. Ah. Alright, let's see what we got here. What we got here, guys. What we got here. Not the asshole, just thought of that, but you know. If someone wakes me up at 6 a.m. yelling, that's a divorce. Ree knows this. Ree's actually really kind because I came home tired. I tried on the dress to make sure it matched the shoes so I didn't have to return it. And I went to lie down before stream. And Ree always asks me, what time do you want me to wake you up? And if you want to eat anything before stream or something like that. And I said no because I had just had a massive donut that my parents had gotten us. And I lied down to sleep a little bit because I was absolutely drained. And Ree is really cute because Ree goes and taps me on the shoulder. I was like, babe, wake up. And like, it's really tame. I still want to kill Ree, but like, I can't because Ree's being so kind, you know? I want to kill anyone and anything and anyone that wakes me up goes on the blacklist for exactly like 7 seconds until I gain consciousness and realize that like, oh, this is my life. But like, I can't be mad when someone like, you okay? Like, can you wake up? Like, gently and softly stirring me to awakeness is the way to go. So let's see. Am I the asshole for yelling at my husband at 6 a.m. waking him up from sleep? Good night, Manix. Have a beautiful evening, yeah? Rest easy. Bye. Enjoy. I, 39 female, yelled at my husband, 34 male, this morning at 6 a.m., causing a huge fight. My husband recently, around 3 months ago, got an office job where he has to be there on time instead of a flexible hours job. That's when I discovered he's the kind of person who has multiple consecutive alarms every morning and that he struggles to wake up on time. On the other hand, I am a morning person and I wake up at the sound of his first alarm even though I only have to wake up at 8:30 or 9. The issue is that he sets his first alarm at 6 a.m. and then sets 4 other alarms consecutively every 30 minutes. He usually ends up waking up at around 8 a.m. every day and going late to work while I wake up at 6 feeling exhausted. My first reaction to this was to calmly talk to him and ask him to set an alarm at a reasonable hour and offer to help him wake up. When I tried waking... Wait, I'm lost because, you know, you keep walking in front of me. I can't read with you, babe. Just get on mommy's lap. When I tried waking him up, he was extremely nasty. He would scream and beg and act very offended. He would scream and beg. What are you begging for, mommy? God, he's such a good boy, yeah. And act very offended. Basically, he acts like a child and throws every trick he has at me. So I stopped trying to wake him up. Yesterday, I was at the office until around 9 p.m., so I was pretty tired and needed to sleep. So when I heard the alarm at 6 a.m. this morning, I was furious. All right. I immediately started screaming. Okay, poor communication, but I understand. Asking him why he would do that and accusing him of ruining my day. It made me even angrier that he tried to deny it, saying the alarm never went off. Then he tried to give me a hug and comfort me, but I wouldn't have it. I told him instead he should just stop setting the alarm at 6. He was very angry, and when he got up, he accused me of being abnormal. He said that I'm always starting fights and that it's escalated, and that I was always hurt or upset crying about one thing or the other, and that he's sick of it. You guys are married? How? He said that he doesn't care anymore and that I can be as upset as I want. I told him to stop with the theatrics and set the alarm at a reasonable hour instead. Fuck me. I feel childish for the way I acted, which it was, especially for yelling. I feel like this is a dumb fight, and I'm not sure if I'm being inconsiderate because I know he has trouble waking up, or if it's causing him trouble at work. And if it's causing him trouble at work, am I the asshole? Everyone's the asshole on this one. But this seems pretty straightforward. For one, that's not how you communicate with humans, but like this person clearly has issues. This husband, like, did you marry like a teenager? Like, what the fuck? How long have you been married to have this amount of issues? And also, guys, don't do what this person is doing, having 1,000 alarms. Nothing triggers me more than waking up earlier than I have to because another alarm is ringing nonstop. Or worse. No, the recently got an office job. They got an office job. So they don't say how long they've been married. They say that the job is recent. So like, I just said something. Hi, Victor. How you doing? If you don't get up with your alarms, you need to work on your shit. It's just bad. Long marriage. I don't even know. I don't think they say anywhere, really. No. So we're left to basically wonder how long they've been married because, like, this last paragraph is really aggressive. Like, look at this. So you're telling me your partner does all the tricks in the book from waking up, scream, beg, and act offended when he has to wake up to his own alarm? And then, like, now he's very angry and accused of being abnormal and stuff. Oh, what the? Exactly. It went from 0 to 100 very quickly. I think you do have massive issues in my opinion, but you guys are going to guess what I'm going to say next. What kind of issues they have. Because it's very obvious. What can I say, guys? Communication, communication, communication. Communication, communication, communication. Communication, for fuck's sake. Do not put 1,000 alarms. Just remember that every time you put a snooze alarm or anything like that, your brain takes a while to go into REM sleep. So for this fucker here, if he has to wake up, let's say at 8, and he's putting an alarm at 6, and if he woke up at 8, he'd still have fucking time to go to work. Fucking hell, dude. Wake up at 8. Wake up at 8 because the REM sleep you're gonna get from not having your sleep broken every 30 minutes is gonna make you feel so much better than actually getting the satisfaction of pressing the snooze button. And you won't have to argue your fucking spouse all the fucking time because rightfully she's upset. Wrongfully, that was not the way to handle with her upsetness. But then they started just a whirlwind of shit on each other, so that was the whole thing. OP did speak to her husband and asked him nicely beforehand if he just set alarm later because it is impacting her day. Yeah. And like I talked about starting a friend, divorce him. Yeah. If you're trying to communicate the kind way, the straightforward way, like you're doing something I dislike, can I please reach an agreement? And your spouse or partner is just not willing to talk it out, not meant to be. Not gonna work out in the long term because now it's the alarm, it's gonna be about something else. And then when he's triggered, he starts tossing shit at your face. When this woman, yeah, literally, stop with the theatrics, set the alarm. Because he made the whole conversation about everything except the bad habit. This is a gaslighting person. You know, like, now it's about the alarm, but it's gonna be about something else. The conversation about alarms at a reasonable hour, throwing everything at your face because they're upset. Just not an emotionally mature human. This is really hard to deal with. I think OP is the asshole for the yelling, but at the same time, OP, yeah. That is not a healthy marriage. You are clearly both incredibly incompatible people. You truly, like, I'm gonna say you never truly know someone. And I consider myself a person that knows their partner really well. I've been with Ree for 16 years. So I'm gonna say that with a lot of confidence before we got married that I already knew what I was signing up for. And both of us did a lot of growing before we became the humans that we are today, and we're gonna hopefully keep growing to become better humans than we are today. We used to be very immature because we started dating very mature. We'd have fights about everything and nothing, and we broke up many times, but one time for a very long period, for a year and something. And when we got back together, it's not that we didn't have fights, and we still had nasty fights when we came to move in, because there's always that shock of like, you're in my house now. Like, you have to actually conciliate a lot of things. But at some point we stopped arguing each other and started arguing against the problem. And I think that's when it switched for us. That's when we realized, like, our communication skills were really improving. We barely fight. Sometimes we have petty moments and we for a little bit. But like, it's never something that escalates, and it's something we can talk through and we can apologize and move on, and, you know, whatever needs reparation, we repair it in our relationship. And it all started with the moment of acknowledging that, you know what? It's you versus a problem. It's not you versus your partner. If it's you versus your partner and they're constantly evading the issue to toss shit at you to see who hurts each other more, don't do it. But you truly don't know someone 100%. I feel like people used to get married, or sometimes get married without truly knowing their partners, as in they don't stand on the same grounds. They're kind of like, I can make this work. And I don't know if it's fear of loneliness or if it's just a societal pressure that, oh, you need to find a partner and settle down. Oh, if you dated someone for over 2-3 years, you should consider marrying them. It's just like, sometimes, you know, I've met a couple that was together for 10 years and never got married. They broke up after 10 years. Also childhood sweethearts like myself and Ree. They reached a point in their early 20s that they found out that fundamentally as adults, they were not compatible as they were when they were kids. 10 years. And people were like, you wasted all that time. No, those people were happy when they were together. And they had fun and they enjoyed each other's company and all of that. It's just that when push came to shove, they were not compatible. And good on them for realizing that, right? Because when you're still dating, even though it was a lot of years, you're just dating. When you marry, there's a whole legal system in place. So more power to them. They enjoyed their companies thoroughly. Maybe they tried to work on it and it didn't work out. And I'd rather know, like, oh, we broke up after 10 years when we finally reached the conclusion we were incompatible, than like, oh, we're married and unhappy because we dated 10 years. You know, the sunken cost fallacy. You already invested so much time in it. Now you're trying to, like, justify the marriage because you spent a lot of time together. Ay. Let's see. Has being woken up hours before either of us needed to be. And my husband would be just as pissed if I did that to him. I don't know anybody who's okay with being woken up every half hour for 2 hours before it's actually time to get up. Needs to find a more reasonable wake up method. Definitely. Definitely. Has a case of gaslighting. What I said, exactly. Based on the info that was given here. And also I had a roommate that was exactly like your husband, with the alarms going off every 15 minutes. If you talk to him and he acts like this and you aren't exaggerating, you might want to have a serious talk with him about your relationship, living situation, if this is the hill he wants to die on. Definitely. Holy shit. Like, what is more important here? Your 500 alarms? Like, this person was saying here... Oh, I made it smaller, I think. Like, oh, it's not normal multiple alarms and stuff. Okay? Wait, is this real? The average American... The clickbait has clickbait me. Okay. I was gonna say. Well, needing a lot of alarms to wake up. You need to work on your awareness response. Maybe 2, I would say. Because you wake up and you're so exhausted, you need like a little kick, a second kick, like get out of bed, do it. But else it's just practice. You need to practice your hearing. Find a ringtone for your alarm that is really kicking you. Because I used to have alarms that were way too soft and I slept through them completely. And then I used music as my alarms and then I hated the music afterwards. So I just found an alarm that is so shrilling that I hate it so bad that as soon as I hear it's like, I hate this. All right. But some people are morning people and some people are not morning people. And that's a evolutionary trait, basically. You needed people who were night owls to keep watch during the night and protect the villages. And you needed daybreaker people or early morning birds people to, you know, get up and kick up the village things during the day, right? It's all a survival thing. So yes, people are night owls and people are early birds. The thing is, like, fuck me. Do not let 1,000 alarms ring every 30 minutes to wake up. You need to work on it. You need to work on it. And definitely can be something a person can work on it, whether it's the ring of the alarm, the sound, the rhythm, getting yourself used to waking up and going to bed at the same hours builds the rhythm you already have links, which is like you always know you're gonna wake up between 7 and 7:20. If I pass out asleep without an alarm, I'm always gonna wake up at around 11 unless I went to bed after 3 a.m. So if I go to bed after 3 a.m., which usually happens on Fridays and Saturdays, then I will wake up at like 2 p.m. But at like 2 a.m. and stuff like that, if I don't put an alarm, sometimes I wake up at 11 because more or less when Ree's alarm usually rings, you know? And I kind of got used to that. And right now your sleep schedule is super bad. Going to sleep at 2, 4 a.m. and waking up at 10 a.m., 12. Oof. Like, going to bed at 2 and waking up at 10, not bad. That's 6 hours sleep. But because you're young, Sophie, you should get a little bit extra, ideally, to make up for the sleep deprivation you already have, right? But like 8 hours of sleep, ideal. Me, because of my arthritis, I try to get 9 to 10, if I can, basically. If I can, I'll always try to get 9 to 10. And I've slept 12, 14-hour days when I have the peak of my arthritis and I'm having a crisis. You can see me like sleeping 10 hours in a row, 11, and then taking a nap in the afternoon sometimes. But I'm a peculiar case, right? I think most people without a chronic illness do not have to deal with this. Sleeping habits are very important. It seems like you two are incompatible in that sense. I think you two should benefit from sleeping in separate rooms if that's possible. He's a childish one here, though. I'm not a morning person myself. Setting multiple alarms whilst knowing you won't get up is selfish. He should be more considerate towards you and your working hours. Yeah. I'm not sleeping long enough, but I always used to be a person who could be up at the first alarm. I used to be more like the husband, and now I'm more like waking up at the first alarm. And that only started happening to me. Oh no. Rio is wiggling a bag and Klaus like, look at who's there. Oh my goodness. It was only after I read the article that's saying how bad broken sleep is for you that I started doing an effort to like, I need to wake up at the first ring. Like, so I calculate more or less how long I take to get up and wake up at the last fucking minute. And then I force myself to get up because I already planned that was the last moment I could wake up at. And just go from there. And it's been working out, thankfully. Do I hate it? Fucking hate it. But it's been working out. I've been waking up at the first alarm. I haven't been falling back asleep. And I'm powering through it. The only alarm I have that rings twice is like appointment alarms. But that's for like, I have a doctor's appointment. I'm afraid I will forget. I will set an alarm an hour before and then 30 minutes before in case I get distracted and stuff like that. But waking up alarms, they only ring once for me. Only once. There's no more snoozing for me because that fucked me up for the longest time. Breaking sleep in tiny bits just Oh, yeah, it is different. Yeah, I think also, like, you having 2 alarms that span, like, 5 minutes between them. All right. You're still gonna wake up your spouse, and it's still really uncomfortable, but it rings once. You fall asleep. 5 minutes later, they boom. You know, like, all right, then you go up. The pain is done in 5 minutes. And then your spouse, partner, you know, roommate, whatever, they go back to sleep and, you know, they can enjoy the next 2 hours extra. Like, fucking 4 alarms that span 2 hours is just like, you're a piece of shit. Trying to be kind here, but like, there's no kindness to be given on this one. Medicine alarms, same. If I'm taking, like, when I was really ill a few weeks back that I was taking the antibiotics, I had an alarm that rang every 12 hours. Just to remind me, basically, that I needed to take the antibiotics. So yeah, those alarms are fine. It's the ones when everybody's asleep and you just cannot get yourself up. If it's 1 or 2 in a short period, yeah. If you have 4 for 2 hours, you're the asshole here, guys. You're the asshole. Sometimes you gotta face check the fact that you're an asshole. All right, there we go, guys. On these days that I'm feeling stressful, that I have to do this, I end the stream a little bit earlier. Normally, I would go until midnight, but I don't want to start a new Am I the Asshole and go to bed late when I rather just take this time to do some self-care, get my CeraVe, hashtag sponsor me, and get my moisturizing on, lie in bed with my Mimi, and pretend to watch The Simpsons. Oh, you're the butthole. Oh. But you can work on that, okay, Lynx? You got this. You got this. And you're fine. You're not even that big a butthole. But part of, you know, understanding where we fuck up and where we can do better is growth. A lot of people don't wash their buttholes even, as we find out. Lest they become the gays. You know, you don't want to be gay, don't wash your butthole. Touch your butthole, auto gay. Your dad is a notorious alarm snoozer. An iPhone snooze goes off every 9 minutes. So if I'm ever awake at like 6 a.m. when it goes off, it is pure pain. Yeah, you will not sleep. My iPhone, you know, I have a really horrible ring for alarm, and it basically murders my ears every morning that I need to use it. But I wake up. God, I hate it. I hate it. It physically is revolting. But it works. It makes me so mad and disgusted that I wake up. Nothing triggers me more than a fucking alarm that goes on and on and on and on. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for the company. Thank you for everything. It was a really chill Monday. I really enjoyed this moments with you guys. It absolutely triggers my fight or flight response. Yeah. Some people don't even think it's that bad, but I'm like, no. It makes me unreasonably mad. And not just because I'm being woken up. It's just aggressive. Yeah. Bless them, though, because I think that's the right purpose for an alarm. Like, I have a chill alarm for my pills, and I have a really aggro alarm for my wake up. And that works. Tomorrow, we're going to be playing some Do Not Feed the Monkeys, which was a really interesting game that Pyro gave me in the end of last week. So I'm excited. It's kind of a voyeur game, I think. Like, I'm not sure if it's horror, but it has potential horror, I think. But basically, I think we're going to be watching some people. And you know me, I don't kink shame, so it's going to be interesting for sure. Hopefully you guys will be there to keep an eye on it. 1988-esque. I don't know, babe, what that means. If it's a game, I don't think I played that one. I don't think so. Is Robbie Damon yelling at me in character as Gora from Persona 5? Thanks to your friend Renai for asking him for a vid message at a convention. That's so cool. It's actually a good idea, like getting a cameo of your favorite character telling you to do something. Ree got the girl, the Meg voice actress from Hades, to tell Ree to like gave Rhea a pep talk. So when Rhea needs a pep talk, they play the Meg voice, telling them, you know, you got this, you can do this, you can power through. And I thought that was actually a really smart way to use Cameo. Sorry, 1984. Oh, all right. We'll see. It looks interesting. We're gonna see. Hopefully you guys will be here to see if the details are working out. Because if it's one of those observation, yeah, George Orwell, 1984. So if it's something like an observation deck, let's keep an eye on it together because I'm gonna miss all the details. Hopefully not too many, but we'll try it tomorrow and see how that goes. We'll see. We'll see. Until then, I love you guys. Have a beautiful evening. Be sure to chill. Be chill to moisturize and hydrate. Be your beautiful selves. And, you know, work on your alarms so you don't get divorced. I love you. Or at least get someone who loves your alarms as much as you do. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys. Bye.